actually, it's technically not game time. We got a few seconds before Chiefs Raiders start. What a great rivalry! What a great rivalry! Maybe one of the greatest rivalries in all of sports. In the '60s, when these two were in the AFL, the final years of the AFL, these were the two best teams in the AFL. They were the best teams in the late 60s. The last 4 years of the AFL were the first 4 years of the Super Bowl era, and the Chiefs and Raiders were the two best teams in the AFL. Unfortunately, since then, one team's always been good and one team's always been bad. And right now, the Chiefs are in the middle of a dynasty, one that I really hope will continue. And the Raiders are trying to build something. They've been playing better under new coach Antonio Pierce. They got a fourth-round rookie in Aiden O'Connell as their starting quarterback. And here's the drill. For those of you who don't know, Jimmy Garoppolo was brought in because he knew Josh McDaniels' offense. There was never a time after Aiden O'Connell was drafted that he wasn't physically the best quarterback on the roster. There was never a time where there was never a time where he didn't have the most arm talent. He wasn't the most gifted. It was just because Garoppolo had experience and he had familiarity with Josh McDaniels' offense, but there was never a time that he was really the better quarterback. But the NFL is such a different beast than college football. So a fourth-round rookie, he's got his hands full with one of the best defenses in the NFL. Chiefs super fan, welcome, brother. Are the Chiefs receivers ready to catch? I hope so, man. I really, really hope so. I was going to go into some key points of the game, but I just got a little behind, man. Oh, my God, man. That is a long time. I don't have it listed, but I had a video, top 10 teams that never reached the Super Bowl. And I have Madden's, I think, first year. I believe it was 1968 or 1969. I can't remember. The Raiders, they were on that list. They were 13-1 and just phenomenal. I think it was Madden's first year. Top 10 teams never make the Super Bowl. I'm going to kind of re-release that later on because it's a pretty, I think, a really, really good video. And then I did top 10 Super Bowl teams of all time also. And I'm going to re-release both those videos. But wow, man, you're an old time old fan. But John Madden, it's funny because you say Madden today. It's a noun referring to a video game. But I thought of Madden as a phenomenal commentator. But he was really one of the best coaches in the NFL. Highest winning percentage in NFL history. A lot of people don't realize that. John Madden has the highest winning percentage in NFL history. It's kind of a shame he only got to win one Super Bowl. I mean, it's funny. I haven't played Madden in years, but I used to be a crackhead when it came to NCAA. I used to go to GameStop or Best Buy or whatever, and I used to pre-order NCAA, and as soon as it came out, I owned it, and I did that so many times. I got dozens of copies of NCAA. I love the NCAA. I know they're bringing it back or trying to. I think I'm done with that part of my life. But NCAA, I really don't understand how people didn't like NCAA better than Madden. I haven't played Madden in a long time. All right, man. We're ready for game time. I'm really jacked up. I got a full cup of coffee. I don't know why. I really don't need it. I am extremely jacked up today. The Raiders are going to get the ball first. The Chiefs are going to kick off right to left on your TV screen here. And folks, we are on the way here. Hopefully we can get Chiefs win here. Kick is up, and it's going to go out of the end zone. The Raiders are going to get the ball 1st and 10 on the 25-yard line. And Aiden O'Connell, fourth-round rookie out of Purdue. I really like this kid. I really like this kid. In order to in order to win this game, they really need to lean on Josh Jacobs, but it's very, very important that Aiden O'Connell play within the system. He's got to make a few plays, but he can't have turnovers. I just got done watching Jags Texans. I'm going to touch base on that because I finished watching it too right before I started this. It was a great ending. Aiden O'Connell's under center, true receivers to the top of the formation, handoff to Josh Jacobs around the right side. It's going to be a gain of 7. Nice job starting off for the Raiders. And this is exactly what they need to do. They need to run the ball. They need to play ball control. They need to put O'Connell ahead of the sticks. And when I say start ahead of the sticks, you don't want them in 2nd and 3rd and long. You want them in 2nd and 6, 2nd and 4, something manageable. Here it's 2nd and 3 here. He's lining up under center, 2 tight ends set, Josh Jacobs in the backfield, 2 wide receivers to the top of the screen here. I really like what they're doing early on, the 2 tight end sets here. It's going to be a handoff to Josh Jacobs around the right side. He's swallowed up quickly, but he is going to get a gain of 1 here, so it's going to be 3rd and it looks like 3rd and a short 2 here. It's going to be a first 3rd down of the game here. One of the things that I think the Raiders are going to do is, keep in mind they have to figure out what they want to do at general manager, head coach. I've been adamant that they should stay with Antonio Pierce, but in the draft, I really think that they should address the offensive line. Colton Miller on the left tackle is really great, but they may go quarterback. So we'll have to see here. Watch for a quick pass to Tay or an inside run. We'll find out here. He's under center here. It's going to be a play action pass. He wants to go deep, but he's got time. He's going to go across the middle. Devontae Adams across the middle for a big gain. Good job, Devontae Adams. Nice job, Devontae Adams, covered by L'Jarius Sneed, but he wins that matchup. L'Jarius Sneed's going to be matched up 1-on-1 against Devontae Adams, and that is a nice job. It's he's going to be all the way to the Chiefs' 34-yard line. So it looks like, what was it, a gain of 36. Good job, Devontae Adams. Nice play by Aiden O'Connell. Plenty of time to throw, so the Raiders' offensive line, a weakness on this team, did a fantastic job here. During the commercial break, I am going to go over this. Oh, man, I got my boy Chad here. Let's go, Chiefs. 1st and 10 for the Raiders at the Chiefs' 34-yard line. Josh Jacobs, he's going to line up as a slot wide receiver, get the end around on a jet sweep. He's going to go outside to the top of the formation and get a gain of 4. Nice job utilizing Josh Jacobs. Again, very important. Josh Jacobs has to produce. And when I say he has to produce, you're looking for a lot of this. That 4-yard gain instead of a 2nd and 8 versus 2nd and 6, that's going to be big. He doesn't have to win your fantasy football league this week, but he does have to take pressure off Aiden O'Connell, so he has to be productive here. 2nd and 6 for the Raiders. This time, Aiden O'Connell's going to be in shotgun formation. 2 wide receivers to the bottom. Motion from Jacoby Myers, and it's going to be a handoff to Josh Jacobs. He's going to get a gain of 3. Over under 28 carries by Jacobs. On Boy Keys is in the house. I'm going to say slightly under, but over on the touches. I think he's gonna catch a lot of passes. I don't know how often I have the sound up, but I got on. Hey man, I appreciate that. A lot of crossers. Yeah, exactly. Some good points here. And I am going to touch base on this on the very first commercial break. A Chief super fan. This one right here. 3rd and 3 for the Raiders. Aiden O'Connell in shotgun formation. Chiefs bring the blitz here. Aiden O'Connell finds Jacoby Myers across the middle of the formation for a gain of 4 and a Raiders first down. Great job by Aiden O'Connell here, recognizing the blitz, didn't panic, found the open receiver for a first down. And this is something Spags is going to do quite a bit today, the Chiefs defensive coordinator. He's going to blitz. He's going to try to pressure the rookie quarterback. He's going to show some things that he hasn't seen before, and it's very important that Aiden O'Connell not only make plays, but Aiden O'Connell doesn't make mistakes. That's key here. 1st and 10, it's going to be an end around for Jacoby Myers. Chiefs sniff it out quickly. Jalen Watson trips him up for only a gain of 2. That play, if Jalen Watson doesn't make that tackle, he had some blockers ahead of him. He could have gotten into the end zone potentially. 2nd and 7 for the Raiders. Actually, it wasn't a jet sweep. They're going to call it a pop pass here. The way the TV went away. It looked like it was a jet sweep, not a pop pass, but they're going to call it a reception. So 2 receptions, 7 yards for Jacoby Myers. 2nd and 7 here for the Raiders here. Aiden O'Connell early on, 3 out, 39 yards. Aiden O'Connell's back under center. They're in motion. Hunter Renfrow back up to the top of the formation here. Josh Jacobs is going to power through off right tackle and get a gain of 2, maybe 3. So it's going to be 3rd and long here for the Raiders. It's going to be, they're actually going to say it's 3rd and 5. It looked like 3rd and 6 to me, but Adams might have a good game against Snead. That's going to be a key matchup. I do expect the Chiefs to bracket Devontae Adams, especially down here. It's not technically the red zone, but it wouldn't surprise me if they put some more than one person. But we're going to see Snead travel with Devontae Adams pretty much all game. 3rd and 4 inside the red zone for the Raiders. Aiden O'Connell in shotgun formation. Chiefs bring pressure. And Jacoby Myers wide open, and he's going to score. Raiders strike first with a 17-yard touchdown pass. O'Connell to Jacoby Myers. Great job, Raiders. And they score first, 6-0 Raiders, 9:32 left in the first. Man, you're right. And what it was a crosser. What they did, it was actually a nice job here. It was a nice job by I can't believe I'm drawing a blank on his name here, by the Raiders receiver. And I forgive me, I'm drawing a complete blank on his name. Hunter Renfrow, great job by Hunter Renfrow. And Hunter Renfrow basically kind of shielded the Chiefs receiver. It wasn't technically a rub route, but what it was, Myers went inside. They were going to have the tight end Myers on the outside, and then they had Hunter Renfrow just right in the middle there. And Michael Mayer, the tight end. So I went to Kansas City to sign Myers. I really liked him. I really liked him in New England. I understood why he signed. I think he would be great in Kansas City. I really do. I think his ceiling is really being a wide receiver number 2. I really thought Myers with Hunter Renfrow and Devontae Adams, that would be such a great trio. I was really high on Michael Mayer, tight end out of Notre Dame, drafted in the 2nd round. I was really, really high on him. Coming out of Notre Dame, I thought maybe that would be another guy Kansas City could take a look at. They, of course, did not draft him, but I really thought that with Josh Jacobs, I really thought Garoppolo would have some weapons, but I think Josh McDaniels kind of didn't get the job done as head coach, and even though he wasn't technically the offensive coordinator, we all know that McDaniels was running that offense, and first drive of the series, Raiders go right downfield and score. Great job by the Raiders. My boy Chad, my brother from another mother, says now that first goal is out there, Chiefs come from behind. Chiefs we need to answer quickly. I really think we need to answer quickly. And Perry, what's up? Dan, Keys, how are you guys doing today? I am doing fantastic. Hopefully Keys is doing good as well. We are down 7-0, but I feel like we're going to come back. It's probably been snowing for over a month where you're at, Perry. We got our first snow last night, and I was out driving around a little earlier today. It's still slick out in some areas, but if you didn't have a chance, to see this earlier, Jags Texans, I believe it was 27-24, 24-21. What happened was the Texans went downfield, and a 58-yard field goal by the Texans, last play of the game, bounced off the uprights, went backwards. Jacksonville gets away with a win. Really, really great game. Good job by both C.J. Stroud and Trevor Lawrence. They put on a show. But Jacksonville won. 9:32 left in the first. Oh, yeah, it's kind of melting away here. But the roads were a little slick this morning. So Raiders are going to go ahead and kick off. We got McCole Hardman back to number 17. It was kind of weird seeing him at 12. Now he's back at 17. I kind of like that. And Chiefs are going to call for a fair catch. It actually wasn't Hardman. It was Sky Moore back there. And he's going to call for a fair catch. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Chiefs at the 25-yard line. So probably the best game. I watched Pittsburgh, Cincinnati. Really impressed with Pittsburgh's offense. Not a lot of points, but I like that after letting go of Matt Canada, they really looked like they did pretty good. Cincinnati, I predicted their season's over, and it kind of looks like it. 1st and 10 for the Kansas City Chiefs here. Patrick Mahomes shotgun formation. He's got Pacheco to his left. There's a stoppage of play here. I'm not exactly sure what's going on, but the referees are going to go ahead and start the game here. We got 2 wide receivers and Kelsey to the top. Coach is going to motion back and then motion back to the top, making it trips here. Mahomes is going to open up the game. It's going to be a little screen pass too, and this is going to be blown up. Isaiah Pacheco is going to lose 13 yards. I wish I was exaggerating, but unfortunately not. This was a screen pass that the Raiders were only bringing 4, and I really think that they were just ready for this. This possibility Thuney just didn't get the block here. Great job by the Raiders defensive line here, but great job by the Raiders defensive line. Correction, it's going to be a loss of 11, so 2nd and 21 here for the Kansas City Chiefs here. Mahomes going to sprint out to the right here. He wants to go deep. He's going to come back here, and he's going to dip it off here. Kelsey incomplete here. He wants a flag. He's not going to get it. Covered by Diablo. Former safety in college that the Raiders drafted. It was a big reach, but the plan was for him to put on some weight. I often refer to this as the NFL 20, and I've referred to this as the NFL 20, and move him to linebacker. He's actually done a really good job. 3rd and 21 for the Kansas City Chiefs here. Patrick Mahomes under center. CEH has checked into the game. Patrick Mahomes back to pass here. He's going to dip it off to Sky Moore. He's going to cut across the field, just trying to get a few extra yards here. That's not going to work out, though. Chiefs quickly go 3 and out. So with 8:38 left in the first quarter, it'll be 4th down for the Kansas City Chiefs. And this is exactly what the Raiders wanted to do. You could not draw up the script any better for the Raiders. You go downfield, you score a touchdown, then you hold the Chiefs at 3 and out. The best of my knowledge, no, he's not. Maybe I got the name. You know what? I did. I apologize. Richie James is actually number 17. He's back out there. So I lied to you, being just a liar, and that's just the type of shitty guy I am. So you're right. Richie James is back. The opening script is terrible. The Raiders have talent. They need the right coaching and ownership. The owner is going to stay there. The owner is going to stay there unless some ridiculous offer is going to be made. But I fully expect Mark Davis to stay as the owner of the Raiders. But they have failed in getting the right front office and head coach. I really, really like Antonio Pierce, and it's going to be very questionable if he's going to be the guy who returns. So I got Slasher, man. What the hell's Maggie do? Hey, listen, man, give us credit. It's only a first quarter here. So give us a little bit of due, but the Raiders early on. By the way, what do you got? I'm pretty sure you wouldn't do money line. What you got, 10, or did you get 9.5? It opened up 9.5. When I did my show Friday, it was 10. So that's where we're at. Early games. This is interesting. Arizona 8, Rams 7. They just started in the second quarter. Denver has a touchdown lead over Cleveland at Mile High. And I'll keep you updated on both of those games. There's not a line on the Chiefs game yet. And by the way, Slasher, I'm using DraftKings. I'm using DraftKings, but if you want, if you're using a different service, you want me to look at a different one, I got accounts for almost everyone, but I just pulled DraftKings up. It's just one I just got right in there. So Nagy isn't doing anything. Andy, on the other hand, Andy, Nagy, they are both drawing up the plays. I threw up pregame when Harlan said CH. Yeah, Jared McKinnon's out. I believe that Max Crosby is playing, but I know he was on the injury report. I believe he's playing. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember him on the last series. Andy is calling plays. All that matters to me, same as every other season. I knew when they hired Josh McDaniel, it was going to be a failure. I actually had faith in Josh McDaniel. I kind of like what they did. You know, they got in some good weapons with Devontae Adams. I like Jacoby Myers. I like Mike Meyer, tight end out of Notre Dame. I had a real high grade on him. Reminded me a lot of Gronk. Not a coincidence they gave him 87 as the number. I like Josh Jacobs, but the offense looked like it was just stuck in neutral. Antonio Pierce early on looks like it's a fantastic job. I hated it. They fired Gruden, but they made me happy again by hiring McDaniels. We are on a commercial break here. If you're tuning in late here, the Raiders got a 7-0 lead. They got the ball in the opening drive, just went right down the field, and then the Chiefs quickly went 3 and out. So the Raiders, first and 10 here, 8:07 left in the first quarter. It'll be first and 10 on their 19-yard line. Aiden O'Connor is going to line up under center here. Their 12 formation, just right tackle here. Jacoby Myers is going to get a gain of 4. And what you're going to see is that you're going to see. I'm noticing that Aiden O'Connell's lined up under center, and they like using 2 tight ends. And what you're seeing is that you want to give him some comfort, and you want to make some things easy for him. You're going to see a heavy dose of Josh Jacobs today. Right now, the Raiders have 79 total yards of offense. The Chiefs have 0. It's going to be a 2nd down and 6 here for the Raiders. There's 2 wide receivers to the bottom of the screen. It's going to be play action pass here. O'Connell wants to go deep. He releases the ball here, and it goes harmlessly out of bounds. They're going to call it an incomplete pass. If the Chiefs player would have picked it up, we've had a look at it and take a look at a possible fumble here. I couldn't tell who it was that got some pressure on O'Connell. It was actually Leo Chenell, second-year player out of Wisconsin, who's playing kind of a weird hybrid position. He's playing part defensive end, part off-ball linebacker, but he hit O'Connell and hit him hard. That was a brutal hit. Brutal hit. 3rd and 6 for the Raiders here. Key 3rd down for the Raiders, who would love to keep this drive alive. Trips to the bottom formation. O'Connell's in a shotgun formation. 1 wide receiver to the top of the formation here, and he's back to pass here. He's going to go one-on-one, and Jacoby Myers with the catch. Nice job of Jacoby Myers. I couldn't tell if that was Hunter Renfrow. Jacoby Myers one-on-one, and he made a play here. Really nice job here. He was one-on-one against Jalen Watson, and Jalen Watson was actually in perfect position. He just mistimed the ball. If he just would have went back just another half step, it would have been an interception. But great job by Myers and O'Connell there. Jacoby Myers, 4 receptions, 42 yards, and a touchdown early on. He's having a big first quarter. 1st and 10 for the Raiders here at their own 41 here. O'Connell's under center, 2 wide receivers to the top of the formation. You see Josh Jacobs. He's going to go around right tackle and quickly swallowed up by Chris Jones for a gain of 1. Just a gain of 1 there. My boy Key says Raider head coaches hire and John Elway's quarterbacks drafted both made most of the last decade very entertaining. Yeah. McDonald. Yeah, he really does. He really does. Chiefs are going to need to put up like 50 points in the first half. Hopefully that'll change this year. Second 8 here, and O'Connell's going to be in shotgun. He's got Myers to his left. 3 wide receivers, and the tight end to the bottom of the screen. There's going to be Devontae Adams. And depending on where they mark it, he could be short of the first down. It's a really nice throw and catch here. Just a quick little pitch and catch, a slight slant by Devontae Adams. And this was just get the ball out quick. The Chiefs are bringing pressure, and I think he's going to be short of the first down here. They are in Chiefs territory. They're going to call it 3rd and 1 at the Chiefs 49 yard line here. Nice job by the Raiders. And you have to wonder if this is 4-down territory for the Raiders, if they want to take a chance this early in the game here. And the Raiders are going to call a timeout here on 3rd and 1, kind of talk it over here. Correction, I'm sorry, I thought it was a timeout. It's an official's timeout, is that they're going over this play because Devontae Adams looked short by about a half a yard. But Antonio Pierce, it looks like, is throwing the challenge flag on this, and interesting challenge. Keep in mind, if they lose this challenge, they lose a timeout, and they only get one other challenge for the rest of the game. I wouldn't have done this myself. I think this is a mistake because here you are, it's 3rd and 1, and the way you've been moving the ball, I would have recommended keeping that offensive continuity going, just get the first down, and maybe on 4th and 1, you go for it. Yeah, he really did. That was one thing I kept on hearing was that they kept on saying the same things that, Belichick, do your job. And it's never worked anywhere else outside of New England. And you can argue it only works with Tom Brady. Patriots lost today. I'm kind of surprised. So, yeah, and it looks like that method only works when you have Tom Brady. But I really like Antonio Pierce. I think this is a bad decision to throw the challenge flag this early in the game, but I understand the logic behind it. I think Antonio Pierce has done an excellent job. If I'm the Raiders, I would recommend keeping him as the head coach, but we'll find out what goes on here. Myers is going to eat until Spags makes some adjustments and forces O'Connell to look to read to number 3, sometimes 2, because I'm assuming they bumped Adams off read number 1 in anticipation of brackets. Exactly, and it's going to be a nice chess match here. And what you're the Raiders is what you want to do is you want to make the game simple. You don't want him dissecting the whole field and going to 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You want to basically just go 1, 2, check down, and you want to make it simple. You want to basically, what you do with a young quarterback is you only want him to read half the field. You usually don't want to have them go 1, 2, and then 3. Usually what you want to do is 1, 2, and then go back, and then you do the same thing. Basically what you want to do when you have a young quarterback is you kind of want to limit it to 3, 4 reads on only one half of the field. So Spags has to make some adjustments, has to figure out some ways to make him uncomfortable. He is blitzing quite a bit early, which I do like. It didn't work early on, but the Chiefs get a turnover, then it's a different thing. Keep in mind, it's kind of funny because the Chiefs have one of the best defenses in the NFL. The Chiefs really want to make this into a shootout. They want to make it into a track meet where the Raiders really want to slow this game down, limit opportunities, and make this a game where they could just Josh Jacobs is just slowly moving the ball down the field. But the Chiefs really want to make this into a track meet where it's Patrick Mahomes against a rookie 4th-round pick. And they're showing a replay of this. This is just I don't agree with this at all. Defense is off to a slow start. And the call will stand. The Raiders will lose a timeout, 2 timeouts, and it's 3rd and 1 for the Raiders at the Chiefs 49-yard line. 3rd and 1 here. O'Connell's under center, trips to the top of the formation. They're going to move. I actually don't know who that is. It's going to be an end around here for Jacoby Myers, and he gets the first down. I actually don't know who number 3 for the Raiders is. I apologize. I should know that. I do not. Number 3 is Trey Tucker, I believe. No, that's not Trey Tucker. Number 3. Oh, DeAndre Carter. That's interesting. So it was a nice play call, a nice little jet sweep action, and that's a very nice play call. Instead of losing that timeout, that's what they should have done. So 1st and 10 at the Chiefs' 47-yard line here. It's going to be a handoff to Jacobs around the right side, and he's going to get a nice gain of 4. One thing I've noticed is that they're running to the right quite a bit. And to be honest, the Raiders' right side of the offensive line has been a weakness but mainly in pass protection, not in run protection. And the Raiders are running to the right side. I've noticed that early on. So that's Jacoby Myers. Number 16 is Jacoby Myers, and he's doing a fantastic job. So they're going to call it 2nd and 5. I thought it was 4. Aiden O'Connell's under center here. 2 tight ends lined up to the right. 2 wide receivers, play action pass here. Quick throw to Devontae Adams, who gets the first down. Nice job by Devontae Adams, one-on-one against L'Jarius Sneed. Beats Sneed inside for a gain of 10 and a Raiders first down. What a great job by the Raiders early on. And this is very nice. Play action pass. I don't know who the number 2 guy was, but if he was close, and he may have just been throwing it to Devontae Adams no matter what. And that's what they did. Just nice job, play action pass, boom. And it's 1st and 10 for the Raiders. And the Raiders it would be a long field goal, but they are in field goal range at the Chiefs' 34-yard line. Now he's in shotgun formation, motioning Hunter Renfrow to the top of the formation here. He wants to throw to Renfrow, who's catches the ball at the 30. He's going to be pushed out of bounds by Sneed at the 29-yard line, so a gain of 5. Kudos to the Raiders. What a phenomenal job the Raiders are doing early on, keeping the Chiefs off balance while keeping Aiden O'Connell comfortable in the offense here. And now they're going to go a little hurry up here, trips at the bottom of formation here. Hunter Renfrow to the bottom of the screen here, spin tackles away and gets a first down as he gets out to the 20-yard line. I couldn't see who he spun away from. I think it was Trent McDuffie. Here's what they did is that they trips at the bottom of formation. They had Hunter Renfrow, just quick screen pass. This is something I never understood why Josh McDaniels wasn't doing early on. So 1st and 10 at the Chiefs 21-yard line. It's going to be Josh Jacobs right at the middle. He's going to be stopped for a gain of 1, possibly 2. So it's going to be 2nd and a short 9, long 8 as they are inside the red zone again. So if you tuned in late, it's Raiders 7, Chiefs nothing. The first drive of the game, the Raiders went right down the field, scored, held the Chiefs to 3 and out. Now they got the ball, eating up the clock as we are coming to 2 minutes. It's actually 2:15 right now. And when they snap after this play, it's going to be 2 minutes left in the first quarter. So the Raiders just eating up a ton of time here. Actually, they're going to call it 2nd and 10. They're going to motion. They're going to move. I'm sorry. They had Josh Jacobs go outside right tackle again. This is a play they've been doing over and over again, except Drew Tranquil sniffed it out for a loss of 2. So it's 3rd and very, very, very long. And what they did here, what the Chiefs did is just had all I said all 3 linebackers. We had Trent McDuffie, Leo Chenal, and Drew Tranquil all just coming inside for a blitz here. And they're going to call it a loss of 1, so it's going to be 3rd and 11 here, a very long 3rd and 11 here. Aiden O'Connell's in shotgun formation, 2 wide receivers to the top of the formation, Jacoby Myers and Mike Myers to the bottom here. They got Amir Abdullah in the game here for Josh Jacobs here. And a nice throw by Aiden O'Connell. Tackled by Sneed immediately and just short of the first down. It's going to be 4th and 1, maybe 2. We're going to see where it's. We're going to see where they put the ball at, and apparently they're not even saying if it's 1 or 2, but the Raiders are going to go for it. It's going to be 4th and 1, and Antonio Pierce is definitely going to go for it here. You're in that. All right, I'm sorry. I stand mistaken. They're just going to bring in the field goal unit. I kind of thought they would go for it, but instead they're going to bring out the field goal. This is a chip shot. It's just a 30-yard field goal on 4th and 1 here. And the kick is up, and it's no good. Oh, my God. He just pushed it right. Chiefs dodge a bullet with 32 seconds left in the first quarter. Raiders 7. Chiefs nothing. And by the way, the snap was good. The hold was good. He just pushed it right. Except for that field goal, the Raiders have done everything possible to pull off an upset here. They've done everything right so far. The defense is off to a slow start, Chiefs superfan. Keys and Dan, do you think Myers could develop into a star tight end? I was super high on Michael Meyer coming out of the draft. I actually had him rated higher than Laporta, who may not make a lot of sense to people. I had Myers as my number one tight end coming out of the draft, but I like Kincaid and Laporta better for the Chiefs offense because those guys are more just big receivers. Michael Myers was nicknamed Baby Gronk at Notre Dame, and he's a true 3-down tight end. I think he has all the tools to be a superstar in this league. I really think he could be like Rob Gronkowski. He's a massive tight end. He can block, he can run, he's got great hands. He's got really good athletic ability. In a Chiefs type of offense where the tight end is more just a wide receiver, somebody like Dalton Kincaid, who got drafted by Buffalo, and Laporta, who's making a push for rookie of the year in Detroit, would have been better fits. But I love Michael Myers. He's like 240, 250. He's a big dude. Oh God. There's few people that remember. There's very few people who remember this. I do. And that's the way they're going, is being a laughing stock. I 100 Keys is on fire today. Got to confuse the rook. And this is absolutely what I would do. Absolutely what I would do. Confuse the rookie. Do you think O'Connell can develop into a good backup or solid starter? I think he can be a solid starter. I've said this a lot. It's more important that you have everything else around you that works. And you have an offensive coordinator who can work with you. Do you have an offensive coordinator and head coach who believe in you? They actually have really good skill position talent. The offensive line needs some help. Kansas City Chiefs got the ball here on the 20. Patrick Mahomes back pass, a little screen to Pacheco. He's going to cross to the 25. Break a tackle. He's going to go outside to the 30, and he's going to get a Kansas City Chiefs first down. Very nice job by the Kansas City Chiefs. I like how I really want to see a lot of Pacheco, and this was a good job here. I don't think Pacheco, this was not a screenplay. I misspoke. What it was is that Chiefs were trying to go downfield, and Pacheco was just a check down. And he could have just gotten 7 yards. It would have been a good play. Fights for that first down. So at the end of one, we got Raiders 7, Chiefs nothing, and the Chiefs only have one first down. Perry, I think he can. If I'm the Raiders, I would go with Pierce, and I would say O'Connell's my guy and build that team around Aiden O'Connell. That's what I would do. And then I would use that pick to draft the best available offensive lineman because you have a really good left tackle in Colton Miller. Dylan Parham, he was a third-round pick, I believe, last year or this year. I'm drawing a blank. Played center at Memphis. He plays guard for Raiders. He's developed into a solid guy. They need some help. They need 2 new starters on the right side. I would draft the best available tackle, put them on the right side. The Raiders, however, are the Raiders, and they may decide that this is the year because there's a lot of good quarterbacks coming out in the draft. They may decide to go ahead and get their guy and see if O'Connell can be a backup. But if I'm the Raiders, I think he can be a very good, solid starter. But I've seen there's a lot of backup quarterbacks that have the talent, just haven't had the opportunity. Denver's playing Cleveland. I picked Denver to win. Of course, I'm cheering for the Browns, but I picked Denver to win. Denver and Philly have the NFL's longest win streaks, 4 straight. It's hard to believe Denver at 1-5 with a win today. They would be 6-5, and they're pushing for a playoff spot. So, biggest midseason play caller upgrade: Hardegee over McDaniels or whoever calls it. Well, Pittsburgh's got a weird situation, and I'm not really a fan of it. It's the running backs coach is the offensive coordinator, and then the quarterback coach is the play caller. So it's kind of a goofy deal what they're doing. But Hardegee, I know nothing about this guy. I love what he's doing right now. I absolutely love what he's doing right now at the Raiders, but you may be right. You may be right. It may be hard again. Let's see what I want to see a little more in Pittsburgh. I mean, I like the offense and everything, but they did have just 16 points. Of course, me and you both are really high on Lou Anarumo, the Bengals defensive coordinator. We're coming back here. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Chiefs at their own 31-yard line here. 2 wide receivers to the bottom formation, 2 to the top here. It's going to be a pitch to Pacheco. He bobbles it a little bit, then goes around the right and quickly tackled by Hobbs. Nice stick by Hobbs, Raiders corner for no gain. It's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Kansas City Chiefs. One thing about the Chiefs that I really like, even though the offense has been kind of stuck, is that I really, really like that the Chiefs are running the ball more. I really like that they're running the ball more. It's one thing I absolutely love. We're seeing Max Crosby in the game. He's not going to be a full-time player like he normally is. This might be the first time we've seen him here. He's going to be on a pitch count, but he's going to be a big part of the Raiders defense here. This was a nice job by the Chiefs offense trying to get Rashid Rice the ball, but quickly tackled by Hobbs again for only a gain of 2. So it's going to be 3rd and 8 for the Kansas City Chiefs. And this is a really good job. What they did is they tried to get Rashid Rice the ball in some space, which is, I think, very smart and I think a good play call. It just didn't work out. Hobbs made a fantastic play. 3rd and long for the Chiefs. It's going to be 3rd and 8 here. Patrick Mahomes, shotgun formation. CEH is to his left. Trips to the top of the formation, which includes Travis Kelce in the slot. Rashid Rice to the bottom of the formation here. Patrick Mahomes lifting his leg up, gets the snap here, drops back to pass. He wants to go deep, and there's nobody there. And Justin Watson is arguing for something. And it's the Chiefs are going to punt as the offense just looks in complete disarray. And I'm not really sure what happened here because what the drill was is that the Raiders looked like the Raiders showed a 6-man front. Then they only came with 4. The offensive line looked like they didn't really pick everything up, and there was more pressure than it should have been. So the Chiefs are going to have to punt. Tommy Townsend, Pro Bowl punter, has been off and on this year. This is a short one. It's going to bounce. But it's going to take a Chiefs bounce at the 11. DeAndre Carter's going to pick it up. He's going to hit the 15 to 20, upended at the 24-yard line. I couldn't tell who made the tackle. Nice special teams tackle by whoever that was on the Chiefs defense. That was a nice job. As we go to commercial break, I'm going to go ahead and read the comments here. I'm surprised Antonio Pierce is wearing Andy Reid balls today. What a great guy. Keys on fire. I am behind on comments. I was shocked that he missed it. Yeah. Raiders defense playing some really good ball. The Raiders defense has not been bad. The offense has been horrific. And I think with the offensive improvement, they're a dangerous team. I don't see that at all, Perry. It's just the offensive dysfunction to me, not the Raiders D. No, they're playing in Vegas. The rookie tight end. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, the rookie. I'm really high on that rookie tight end out of Notre Dame. Really like him. These midstream commercials are as annoying as the TV crew cutting a Taylor Swift during a pivotal moment of the game. I apologize. About that, Keys. Keys, can you do me a favor? Can you text me or remind me about this? Because I can make an adjustment. Pressure isn't working or giving up too much space, and he is firing it. Got to flood the defenders into space and clog it up for him, simulate pressures and drop 8. That's exactly what I would do. Keys is just on fire. This is a great comment. Or at the very least, try last Monday's game night. Or at the very least, try last Monday's night's game plan. I like O'Connell as a starter. So, yeah, I feel bad for you guys having to deal with the Taylor Swift. I love it personally. I haven't seen her. I don't think she's at the game today. I haven't seen it. But 13-minute time of possession to 2 minutes. Now, right, embarrassing. It is. What are O'Connell's strengths and weaknesses? This is a great question here. What a great question. He's got really good arm strength. He's got phenomenal arm talent. he's not a mobile dude. He's a pocket passer. You know, he's a guy that's not going to run around, doesn't have the athleticism to, you know, sprint around. He's going to stay back there, but he doesn't have that elite arm strength or arm talent like somebody like Mahomes or Justin Herbert has. But he's a really good passer. He's an above average passer even by NFL standards. But and we're back to the game here. It's going to be the Raiders ball at the 23-yard line here. Aiden O'Connell play action passer. He's going to go across the middle of the screen. Hits Devontae Adams, and there's a flag on the play here. If the play stands, it's a 15-yard gain. L'Jarius Sneed was in great position. Those are really good throw and catch. You're going to see what the flag is. I know it's at the bottom of the screen here. It could be on the offense or defense. We'll find out here in just a second here. It's going to be pass interference Chiefs, and this is going to be declined. This game is upsetting me, man. I need the Chiefs for like, holy shit, man. You have the Chiefs 10. What's the bet? I'm just going to say it. Nagy's play calling's awful. Tim, what's up, brother? Keys, yes. Send me a text. I need them to win by 7. Okay. By 7. All right. I'm going to star this here, kind of keep an eye on it here. 1st and 10 for the Raiders here at the 36-yard line. And just our right side, Josh Jacobs, he's in the open field. He's in the 30. He could score. He is going to score. Touchdown, Raiders. 64-yard touchdown. There's nothing special about this play. There was nothing tricky. They've been doing it all game. They just go right around the right tackle. The Raiders' offensive right side is a big weakness in pass protection, but they're good against the run. And they just opened up a massive hole here. Actually, a correction. It was the left side. So it was Colton Miller and Parnham, the players I talked about earlier. And it's an old school seal. And Mike Edwards, chief safety, was stiff-armed and thrown to the ground. Josh Jacobs, touchdown. Raiders 13, Chiefs nothing as they line up for the extra point. 12:41 left in the second quarter here, folks. You're a Chiefs fan like myself. You are sick right now. Raiders make the extra points, 14-0. Oh my God. Send me a text. Send me a text. I think I can change it. That's why I said I can't do it during the midstream, but I can set it up later because there is an option. So my whole point is to try to make this enjoyable for the viewers. So I'll just shoot me a text. Denver is up by 2 touchdowns on the Browns here. I'm going to read all the comments, and then I'm going to flip over to DraftKings real fast. We're going to keep an eye out on this. I saved this comment for you, Slasher. So Denver is up by 2 touchdowns on the Browns. Not a good thing. Sneed has he really has. Sneed's had his worst game of the season already. They've been locking him up one-on-one. I expect some changes to be made. So yeah, I know that would be not yet. Hey, it's early in the second quarter. It's Patrick Mahomes. Come on, man. We need this to happen. Yeah, it actually does. There's 3 options, and I'll next live stream I set up. I'll put the fewest commercials, which makes the less amount of money. So for those that don't know, I just became monetized, so all these are new options to me, and I'm just kind of experimenting. So once you become monetized, YouTube becomes significantly different, and I'm just kind of experimenting. This is my first live stream being monetized, so I'll change it the next stream, Keys, because I'd rather make it enjoyable and have more people join. So yeah. So I'll change the next one. I promise. This Chiefs team is horrible. It's not good, man. It is not good right now. It is not good. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I have no idea. So I pay for the YouTube Premium, so it's like $15 a month. I watch a ton of YouTube, so but yeah, if you don't, then the commercials suck. Yeah. It sucked because they had a promotion for 12 and I canceled it, and then I tried watching YouTube with commercials and I was like, I'll pay 15. It lasted about 4 hours. So the Raiders are going to kick off here. It's going to be Richie James. He's actually going to return to kick here. He's at the 10. He's at 15 to 25 to 20. Cuts back inside. Going to be swung out of bounds at the 28-yard line here. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Kansas City Chiefs at the 28, man. Dude, thanks, brother. What's wrong with Mrs. Chad, man? What's the deal here? She's cheering for the Raiders. Does she really hate Taylor Swift that much? First and 10 for the Kansas City Chiefs here. Mahomes in shotgun formation here. They got 2 tight ends. They're both lined up as receivers. It's the same play that they ran earlier, trying to get the ball into Rashid Rice's hands. It's actually, I can't believe I want to say something bad here. That was just bad throw by Patrick Mahomes. He just threw it kind of into the ground. So, 2nd and 10 for the Kansas City Chiefs here. I like the play call. It was just really a bad throw here. They're showing the replay, and to be honest with you, Rashid Rice should have caught it. It wasn't a perfect throw, but you got to make that. If you're in the NFL, you got to make that. 2nd and 10 for the Chiefs here. Travis Kelce gets involved here. It's going to be a first down, first catch of the game here. The guy doesn't drop the ball, makes the first down. So, you lose $10. What would you guys think is a failure for seriously, anything less than a Super Bowl? I mean, we're right in the middle of a dynasty. So, and Travis Kelce's 34. So, he turns 34 in October. I know this. Me and Travis Kelce share a birthday. 1st and 10 for the Kansas City Chiefs on their own 41-yard line. It's going to be a handoff to Pacheco around the right side. He's going to be hit and powers forward. He's going to be stopped at the 45 for a gain of 4. So it's going to be 2nd and 6 here for the Kansas City Chiefs. And again, I really like that the Chiefs are running the ball. I really like that we're running the ball. So I know that a lot of Chiefs fans don't want to hear that, but I like the fact, hey, let's protect Mahomes. Our receiving core is not that good except for Kelce. Let's run the ball a little more. We got this really good offensive line. And let's not panic. It's 14-0, but it's 11-20 in the second quarter. Patrick Mahomes, shotgun formation, trips at the bottom of the screen here. He's going to scramble. He's at the 50. He's going to slide at the 48-yard line here. It's going to be a Kansas City Chiefs first down. But I'd love to hear what other people think. As long as we have Kelce, and by the way, listen, he'll be 35 early October. If it's not this year, next year, or the year after, I'm like, his time's coming up. And I think that after Kelce, who knows? So, yeah. 1st and 10 for the Kansas City Chiefs. Mahomes under center here. Pacheco's in the backfield. Old school I formation. Sky Moore's going to motion here. Patrick Mahomes is going back to pass. He's going to throw the ball. It's Noah Gray, the other tight end. Catches the ball at the 40. Powers forward. Another 5 yards for Kansas City Chiefs first down. 15-yard reception. Noah Gray. Very, very, very underrated guy. Very underrated player. I really like Noah Gray. It was a good job because what they did is he was helping in pass protection. Tyree Wilson was going against Jawan Taylor, and then he just branched out wide open for a first down here. 1st and 10 for the Kansas City Chiefs it's the Raiders 36-yard line here. It's going to be a fake to Pacheco, a little run out to Sky Moore. Sky Moore breaks tackle. He's at 30. He's at the 25, and he's going to be thrown out of bounds late, no flag, by Trevin Moehrig, third-year player out of TCU. This is a guy I absolutely loved coming out of TCU. Really, really good player. And nice job by Sky Moore here, breaking a tackle and making a guy miss. So the Kansas City Chiefs are inside the red zone. 1st and 10 for the Kansas City Chiefs inside just outside the Raiders' 18-yard line. They are in the red zone, though. 2 tight ends. It's going to be Kelsey and Gray. Actually, 3 tight ends set here. Patrick Mahomes back to pass. He's scrambling around, just going to get rid of it and throw it away here. MVS was the lone wide receiver here. And I like what the Chiefs are doing here. Just short passes, get the receivers comfortable. They're down by 14, but one thing I want to point out, the Chiefs are not in panic mode. This is a team that's very relaxed. Nobody's worried. Everybody knows, hey, look, we got 15. We got a good defense. We're good. 2nd and 10 here for the Kansas City Chiefs. 9:18 left in the second quarter. If you just tuning in now, Raiders 14, Chiefs nothing. Empty formation here. Patrick Mahomes back to pass here. He's got time. He's going to survey. He's going to scramble. He's going around his left side here, and he's going to scramble. Oh, he is pushed out of bounds by Kuntz, the Raiders linebacker here after a gain of 2. I don't like seeing Mahomes' jersey get dirty. Kind of would like seeing a call, but it would have been a ticky-tacky one, I'll be honest with you. But I don't like seeing Mahomes get hit. But Mahomes trying to make something happen here. I've seen no, he's in play. It was good, no call. 3rd and 8 for the Kansas City Chiefs at the Raiders 16-yard line, and I believe the Kansas City Chiefs are going to call a timeout. Kansas City Chiefs are going to call a timeout. So Kansas City Chiefs call their first time out of the first half. So with 8:44 left in the second quarter, 3rd and 8 at the Raiders 16, and we have a stop here for a quick commercial break here. Chiefs superfan, all I'm going to say is the Raiders choke. Yeah, I mean, come on, this is the Chiefs. You remember when they beat the 49ers in the Super Bowl? They were down by double digits in all 3 playoff games. A 14-point lead with 3 quarters is not much. She is just mad at her team. You tell Mrs. Hedges to calm down. Calm down. Most sane people do. We just need to catch the ball. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's it. 3rd and 8 here for the Kansas City Chiefs here. Trips to the bottom of the formation. Travis Kelce to the top. CEH moves to the Patrick Mahomes left. He's going to motion down to the bottom. It's going to be Rashee Rice, and he's going to get first down, Kansas City. I don't know who number 18 for the Raiders is, but 18 grabbed on to Rashee Rice. It's not Hobbs. I believe that's Tyler Hall. Nope, that's not Tyler Hall. It is who is that? It's not Meek Robinson. I'm sorry, that's Jack Jones, newly acquired Jack Jones, formerly of the Patriots. Rashee Rice, built like a running back, carried him for a few yards. So it's Kansas City Chiefs first down, 1st and goal at the Kansas City Chiefs. At the Raiders 7-yard line, 2 wide receivers to the bottom. CEH is going to get the handoff. He's going to power forward. Oh my God. Nice job by CEH. He looked like he was stopped after a gain of 3. Powers forward to the 1. It's going to be 2nd and about a half a yard here. CEH, nice job. One thing about CEH is that he's not small. He's short. He's a powerful dude. And here he is. He got hit at around the 3 and just kept powering forward. So he's at basically the 8-inch line here. And there's a Raider down. And actually, they're going to move it back. So it's just inside the 1. It's going to be a 2nd and 1 here for the Kansas City Chiefs. 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers are in motion. Rashee Rice, handoff CEH right up the middle. And he stopped immediately. He may have even lost a yard. Actually, the side judge is coming from the top of the formation motion that he has stopped at the 1. So it's going to be a 3rd and goal at the 1-yard line here. And this was a nice run. And they're showing the replay here. And it looks like Epps, the Raiders, I believe the corner here is he was holding his hand. He's the injured player earlier here. So 3rd and goal for the Kansas City Chiefs here. And we are motioning. It's going to be under 6:45 when this play is snapped here. The Chiefs are going to go with a 1 tight end. And Patrick Mahomes is not happy as he has to burn another timeout. This could be a very costly timeout. 6:44 left in the second quarter. 3rd and goal at the 1-yard line. Raiders are up 14-0. I'm not exact. Actually, correction. Raiders burned a timeout. Mahomes. After the play was stopped, Mahomes did not look happy, and he went straight to Andy Reid and Matt Nagy. He looked like he was mad, but turns out to be he's just going over there. He has a very frustrated look on his face here, though. Very frustrated look on his face. Chiefs superfan says it's probably going to be a third seed at worst. And I'm behind on comments, so I'm behind on comments here. But hopefully after a touchdown here, I'm going to get caught up on the comments. Just waiting for the commercial break. So everything that you guys post, I'm definitely going to read here. 3rd and goal here. Chiefs are going to line up 3 receivers and Travis Kelce. Isaiah Pacheco's checked into the game. It's going to be a quick handoff to Pacheco, and he stopped at the goal line. He's going to power forward here. Nobody touchdown, Kansas City. Touchdown, Chiefs. Isaiah Pacheco, 1-yard touchdown run, and it's 14-6 as we await the extra point. And I think he was in, but the Chiefs' offensive line just kept going and kept going and kept going. And, yeah, he was in immediately. I don't know why they did all the extra effort, but they did. Touchdown, Chiefs. 6:38 left in the second quarter. Chiefs are going to line up for the extra point here, try to make this a 7-point game here. And folks, man, if you're commenting that you're worried, you're mad, you're frustrated, I know my boys got a little bit of cash on it. Listen, we're going to be fine. We're going to be just fine. We're going to be just fine. The scoring drive was 12 plays, 71 yards. Chiefs ate up 6 minutes and 3 seconds. I actually think Chiefs really want to speed things up offensively, but they've had some problems offensively, so trying just to get some points on the board. So it's a good move by the Chiefs here to kick up and away, and it's good. Chiefs 7, Raiders 14. Perry, you're in luck. We're going to do a ton of draft stuff. So stay tuned during the off season. I'm going to have weekly mock drafts. I'm going to try to get more and more people that do draft content to come on the show. My boy Luke G does a lot of draft content. I don't know exactly what the Backtalk brothers have planned out for the draft, but I know Gooch does a lot of content. Gooch is probably still partying after that Alabama victory. If you didn't see it or you didn't hear about it, it is one of the craziest things I've ever. By the way, if you ever want to see an exciting game, just turn on the Iron Bowl. I watched all of Michigan, Ohio State, and I didn't think it was going to be a good game. So I start fast forwarding, and then you could see it, and I'm like, wait a minute, the scores. Wait a minute, it's 2017 Auburn fourth quarter, and then 2017, and then it goes 24-20, and I'm like, wait a minute, Alabama may lose this game. Fourth, and I thought it was 26. Turned out to be it was like 4th and 31, 4th and goal at the 31. It was that messed up, and they score a touchdown. It's the most amazing thing I've ever seen. Probably not the most amazing, but you're in luck, though. Lots of draft content. Are there any good or great running backs in the draft like Mr. Robinson or Gibbs like? Not really. Blake Corum's not a bad player. I'm not sure he goes in the first round. There are some good running backs. I don't think there's any. But John Robinson, probably the best running back I've seen since Saquon Barkley. I remember, I kind of want to not rant on this too much. I remember I got insulted by one of the PFF goons because he said anybody who thinks you should take a running back in the first round is just a moron. And I brought up some examples of why you do it. And instead of trying to, debate with me, just resorted to name calling. And by the way, you don't have to always agree with me. But usually if you do, you're right. But this is, I don't want my channel ever to be an echo chamber where you just have to listen to everything I say and just agree with everything. I want you to have your own opinion. I think that's an exception. But John Robinson, Gibbs, I don't think there's anybody like Gibbs. Blake Corum, I think, is probably going to be a 2nd or 3rd round player. I do like Blake Corum quite a bit, though. Yeah, they should be looking for Gray's Way and more. Oh, I do too. I really do too. So we're here on the kick here. Chiefs are going to kick. Ball's probably going to go outside the end zone here. And then it bounced harmlessly into the back of the end zone here. Aiden O'Connell's going to take over at his own 25 with 6:38 left in the second. Raiders 14, Chiefs 7. One of the maddening dysfunctions of what Andy doing this year is not feeding the guys who are productive. This is the off. Yeah, exactly. Sky Moore didn't drop the pass. Raiders are going to line up 2 wide receivers to the top, Devontae Adams to the bottom, Josh Jacobs in the backfield about 7 yards deep. They're in a motion. I believe that's DeAndre Hopkins there, and they're going to screen past Josh Jacobs, and he had some running room, but L'Jarius Sneed made a nice tackle for a gain of 8. Nice job on first down. What they did is they used motion. Then they sent some players deep, and it was a planned screen pass. Really well executed. L'Jarius Sneed made a very good play. And you may look at this and say, wait a minute, he got 8 yards. No, it could have gone much further. Right now, whoever the offensive coordinator is for the Raiders is really out in this chess match against Spags is really winning. 2nd and 2 for the Raiders here. Jacoby Myers and Devontae Adams at bottom of the formation here. And Justin Reed had Josh Jacobs in the backfield for a loss of 2, spun out of the tackle, went around the left side of the formation for a Raiders first down. This was a great run. It's not going to look like it's that big of a deal, a 4-yard run like you see it on the stat sheet, but this could have been a loss of 3, making it 3rd and 5 instead it's 1st and 10. What a huge play, and what a great game Jacoby Myers is coming in. It's Zahir White, former Georgia Bulldog, undrafted free agent. He's in the backfield here. 2 wide receivers, 2 tight ends. Aiden O'Connell's under center here. It's going to be a play action pass to White here. O'Connell's got some time. He's going to throw it out. And L'Jarius Sneed was in phenomenal position here. He was covered against Jacoby Myers here. It's going to be 2nd and 10. And believe it or not, because the Raiders had success earlier in the drive, now you can go ahead and you can take a shot on first down. Most of the time what the Raiders want to do is run the ball, get short gains on first down to make it second manageable. They want to avoid these 2nd and 3rd longs because that's when Spags can get creative and show Aiden O'Connell some things he hasn't seen before in the NFL. 2 tight ends in the formation here. Zahir White is about 7 yards back. Jacoby Myers at the top of this formation. Devontae Adams to the bottom here. And Noddy, let's just go Noddy. Wraps up White for a loss of 1. They're going to say it's no gain, but he got him behind the line of scrimmage. This is just a great job. One of the things that the Chiefs have done, if you're new to Kansas City, is that Spags has always run that 4-3 defense. Quietly over the last 2 years, they've shown a lot more 3-4 fronts, and Ladodi Nadi is a guy I absolutely love. He's built like a zero technique. He had a great job there. So it's 3rd and 10 here for the Raiders. They're still going. Actually, trips at the top of the formation. Myers to the bottom here. It's a little screen pass to Abdullah, and he is stopped after a gain of 2 by Mike Hanna. The Chiefs were not fooled at all by this. The Raiders had trips at the top, Meyer at the bottom. It was clearly a screen pass. The Chiefs are ready for it. Raiders are going to punt with a little under 4 in the second quarter, so the Chiefs had more than enough time. And what the Chiefs did is, this is a great job, is that they faked a blitz to the left side. That's where they set up the screen. Chiefs are ready for it. Look, I brought up earlier that the Raiders offensive coordinator was outdoing Spags. Spags fooled them there. It's going to be a punt here. It's going to be Richie James at 10. He's to the 15. He's out to the 20. Makes a move here. He's going to be spun around and tackled at the 20 here. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Kansas City Chiefs at their own 20 when play resumes. It's going to be 3:37 left in the second quarter. If you're tuning in late, it's Raiders 14, Kansas City 7, but Chiefs get the ball to start the second half. So I got a feeling Rice may turn into a solid 1 or 2. I do too. A couple of years from now, Rashid Rice is going to be a number 1 guy. He played at SMU, and they ran a lot of run and shoot. They only asked him to run basically like 4 or 5 routes. Learning how to route run, learning an NFL offense is going to be a little difficult for him, but he's built like a running back. He's got good hands. His run after the catch ability is just going to get better and better and better because he's a powerful dude. He's 6 foot, like legitimately 205, 210. This is a guy 30, 40 years ago would have been a running back. He would have been the third down running back. You know, he would have been a guy that would have put on some weight and been asked to, carry an offense or be a third down type of guy. But now in today's game, you get a guy like this, and he's a wide receiver. And he, by the way, had a terrific career at SMU. Terrific career at SMU. Little fun fact, the Chiefs owner graduated from SMU. So I don't think that had anything to do with it, but yeah. Moore might need some time to build chemistry and get used to the speed of the NFL. I really thought that would happen this year, but he's almost regressed. Really the guy I think that on this offense, I would say who's the most disappointing player on the Chiefs offense, I would say Sky Moore, but I mean, he's coming from a MAC school, Mid-American Conference. I believe it was Western Michigan. All I kept on hearing through Chiefs social media is him and Mahomes down in Texas, him and Mahomes in mini camp, and how good he looked. Hasn't looked the same. So, yeah, I know. And no yelling from Mrs. Chad. Chad is a goat. Chad is a goat. Maybe now Mahomes starts rolling. Mrs. Chad said you should get a coaching job with the Chiefs. True story. I would love to coach high school football. I don't think I would last very long with how soft kids are today. I really don't think I would. I really don't think I would. I really don't think I would be able to handle kids nowadays. We're back to the game here. It's going to be Patrick Mahomes shotgun formation, 1st and 10 to 21. Little check down to Pacheco. He catches the ball. He sprints up the right side of the sideline. I believe he gets a first down here. We're going to wait and see. But, I mean, this is nice here. It looks like Patrick Mahomes wanted to go downfield. He was looking – remember I talked about earlier what you want to do is just operate half. Patrick Mahomes can do the full field. He went to his left, checked down to Pacheco, got a first down. It was a 10-yard gain by Pacheco, so it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Kansas City Chiefs at the 31. Pacheco's going to stay in the game. Patrick Mahomes left. Patrick Mahomes in shotgun formation here. Motioning Kelsey to the top, trips to the top here. It's going to be another play to Sky Moore. It's that little bubble screen, and there's a fumble, but Sky Moore is down. I'm sorry, Rashee Rice is down, and they've been doing this quite a bit where it's just Rashee Rice. Patrick Mahomes catches the ball, fires right away, and Rashee Rice is down, but they're going to take a look at this here because the ball does come out, but Rashee Rice is clearly down after a gain of, it looks like 9. They don't even, I thought they were going to look at it. They don't. Chiefs just snap the ball quickly. I believe that's Pacheco, but it might be CEH. I couldn't even tell. It was Pacheco, and he just powers for a gain of 2 and a Kansas City Chiefs first down. So, the Chiefs were worried. That's why they did hurry up, but Rashee Rice was clearly down here. Patrick Mahomes shotgun formation here. He's in an empty set, and he's motioning. He's angry at something here. And are you serious? Okay, Kansas City Chiefs are going to call a timeout. I thought for a second the way the captions were coming up on the screen that they're going to try to review that play. And I was going to say, you can't do that. The Chiefs already ran a play. You can't go back 2 plays. They weren't going to do that. I apologize. The YouTube captions threw me off for a second. So maybe I should turn captions off, but wouldn't be able to read everything. The Milrow Miracle. Is that what they're calling it? The Milrow, by the way, he's referring to the Alabama when I mean, dude, Iron Bowl every year. Want some great moments. Chiefs use the timeout. 2:15 left in the first half here. Chiefs only have one timeout remaining. It's a throw to Travis Kelce. He's going to catch the ball deep in Raiders territory. They're not going to get a playoff again before the 2-minute warning. It's a catch and throw of over 30 yards here. This is just Travis Kelce. What they're doing is they're trying to cover him one-on-one with Diablo, the former college safety turned linebacker. The Raiders specifically drafted this guy, changed him to a linebacker specifically for Travis Kelce, put him one-on-one, didn't work out. First down, inside Raiders territory. Chiefs are already in field goal range. One timeout left, 2-minute warning. Commercial break here. The most important thing in football is O-line and D-line after quarterback. You still take a running back in the first round if he's a stud. Look at the impact of Todd Zeke. I agree, Perry. If there's a running back that you can take in the first round that can have an impact on your team, you absolutely do take them. I was really it was more just so what it was is that basically some of these guys on social media, if you just don't agree with everything they say, there's a lot of negativity. And if you have a big social media platform, what you do is that you kind of pile on the guy. And that's what happened to me. It wasn't just one guy insulting me. I had like dozens of guys insulting me for the simple fact I just disagreed with the guy. And I never want my channel to be like that. I never, ever, ever, ever wanted my channel to be like that. If you can get running back in the first round, absolutely. Absolutely. I supported Saquon Barkley going second overall. If he stays healthy, he's as good as anybody. I would have argued that Jonathan Taylor should have gone in the first round. He went early second. 2 years ago, he led the NFL in rushing by like over 500 and some yards. There was a thing on social media. It's kind of funny. You can always tell the age of people by the post. Like greatest Charger of all time, it has to be LaDainian Tomlinson, or what was it? LaDainian Tomlinson, or it was like LaDainian Tomlinson or Justin Herbert. And it's like, have you ever heard, the Chargers played football before 2000? But yeah. I 100% believe that if there's a good enough running back, I'm going to dive more into the draft as we go on, but I don't think there's any running backs on to go in the first round this year. Yeah. Kellen Winslow. Yeah. It was funny that nobody knew any Chargers except for LaDainian Tomlinson. 1st and 10 at the Raiders 30. It's going to be handoff to Pacheco. Little flea flicker. Chiefs going to throw the ball downfield. It's Travis Kelce inside the 10. What a great play call. The Chiefs do a little razzle dazzle. It was a handoff to Pacheco around the right side. He hands it back off to Miracle Hardman, who Richie James. Richie James throws it back. Travis Kelce, Chiefs inside the 10 here. And the play originally was going to go to MVS, but MVS was covered. Travis Kelce slides out to the back here. 1st and goal at the 7. And the Kansas City Chiefs are not in a hurry to score here. The Kansas City Chiefs can take their time. They want to eat a little bit of clock here before they score that touchdown here. They're going to take the play clock all the way to the 2. Patrick Mahomes back to pass. He's going to scramble around. And he's going to throw the ball out of the end zone here. So it's going to be a 2nd and 10, 1:08 left in the first half. And what the Chiefs did smartly is they let the play clock go all the way down to 2 seconds before they snapped the ball. And the reason why they did that is they want to limit the time the Raiders have. Even though you got a rookie quarterback, you don't want to give them any time. And that's just 101. Keep in mind the Chiefs don't need to score touchdowns. They get the ball first in the second half. So don't be surprised that Chiefs do a running play here. It's going to be a 2nd and 7 or 2nd and 8. It's right. It's either a short 8, long 7. It's going to be handoff to Pacheco right up the middle. He's going to power forward after he stopped around the 4. It's going to get another yard here. It's going to be a 3rd and goal at the Raiders 3-yard line here. And the Raiders only have one timeout. They're not going to use that timeout, and the Chiefs are going to let the clock tick down as they are in no hurry as they get the ball first to start the second half. So third and goal for the Kansas City Chiefs, and they're going to let this play clock go all the way down, and the Chiefs can snap the ball with about 23 seconds left. They're actually going to snap it a little early here. Patrick Mahomes back to pass here. He's going to motion and touchdown, Justin Watson in the end zone. Chiefs, well, they're one away from tying it up. 13-14, Justin Watson touchdown. So the Chiefs, a little chess versus checkers here, is that the Chiefs fooled the Raiders and thinking they're going to take the play clock all the way back. Instead, they snapped the ball for about 30 seconds. There is a flag on the field here. We're going to find out what's going on. But as of right now, if the touchdown stands, Kansas City 13, Raiders 14. There is a flag on the play here. There's 25 seconds left in the first half here, and we're going to see what the call is. Touchdown stands. It's unsportsmanlike conduct against the Kansas City Chiefs. Fucking bullshit. We'll see what it is here. Okay, so what happened was that Justin Watson on the touchdown got knocked down by Robert Spillane, the linebacker, and Justin Watson got in his face. He was pretty pissed. Okay. It wasn't a bullshit call. You can't hit a player. It was face mask to face mask. You can't do that. It's 15. Every NFL player knows that. So big penalty. It's the first penalty today by the Kansas City Chiefs. So I'm not really happy about it. The extra point is up and good. So even though it is going to have an impact, because the Raiders could move downfield, but keep in mind with 25 seconds left in the first half, and the Raiders only have one timeout, even though I don't like it. Every NFL player knows you can't do that. So I understand why he's mad. Robert Spillane, I believe I'm getting that right. Player I really liked at Jacksonville, then with Pittsburgh. Now he's a Raider. Really, really good linebacker. Knocks him down. Justin Watson scores a touchdown, gets a little emotional. That's okay. Yeah, I know. You asked for a touchdown. You got it, brother. You got it. How well is that other tight end in the first pick doing? I forget his name. So what it is that you have Kincaid, Dalton Kincaid. He was the only tight end in the first round. At the beginning of the second round, the Lions chose Laporte, Bob Laporte out of Iowa. Me and Keith both had a major crush on him. And then a few picks later, it was Michael Mayer, the tight end out of Notre Dame. But all three of those tight ends are doing pretty good. I think Laporta's easily having the best. Well, I wouldn't say easily, but he's having the best rookie season, I think. He's having a really good rookie season. Kincaid and Meyer. Meyer's kind of struggling. It's just kind of the offense. And so thanks to the penalty, the kick's going to be at the 20, but he kicks it almost to the end zone. It's returned by Carter, but he only gets out to the Raiders' 26-yard line. So this really works out really well thanks to the great kickoff, is that the Raiders are still going to get the ball at the 25, except they ate an additional 6 seconds. So with only 19 seconds left, the Raiders, correction, it's at the 27, not 26. So there's only going to be a few yards. 2 yards for 6 seconds. Chiefs will take that. And we're going to see what the Raiders do here. I would be surprised to get overly creative here. Amir Abdullah is going to enter the game here. It's going to be a trips to the top of the formation. Aiden O'Connell's back to pass here. He's going to throw it at Meyer's feet, and it's going to be incomplete here. 2nd and 10 for the Raiders. 14 seconds left in the first half. So, Michael Mayer, I think, is more been stymied by the offense, but if they get a good offensive coordinator, or if they stick with the one they currently got, I think he get. I think the potential. I'm sorry, it's I have my phone going off here. I thought I had it on silent. My mistake here. Second and 10 here for the Raiders here. Amir Abdullah to his right. It's going to be a draw right up the middle here. He's going to get a first down, but I think that they're just going to go ahead and let the clock run out, and it's going to be the end of the first half. Folks, we got a tied ball game, but the Chiefs will get the ball first to start the second half. It's 14-all in Vegas. We were down by 14. I wasn't worried at all. The Raiders team always has a lead and choke. Always have a team and choke it. Here, I'm going to read your comments, and then I'm going to go over all the remaining games that are going on. I know one person, I know my boy Slasher needs them to win, Chiefs to win by 7. Hopefully they will do it. So let's see here what we got here. All right. I apologize here. Went back and it you know. All right. Here we go. The offense, this is how the offense needs to play all game, not just one half. Absolutely. When you run the ball, you keep the defense fresh and wear down the other team's defense. Yeah. Yeah, and I really like that the Chiefs are running the ball a little more. I mean, you got Patrick Mahomes. You got some receivers that, you know, have dropped passes. Yeah. Yeah, I know you had Kellen Winslow, Rivers, Fouts, Bambi. I mean, there's so many great Chargers players, but it's always funny when you see somebody post an all-time, this is the greatest player in the history. There's nobody even close. And it's like, you realize this team's got like 20 Hall of Famers in it? Come on. It was fun. It was fun. I know. I saw this play in a college or NFL game a week ago, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I did too. I don't remember which game, but I did see it before. So, you know, a lot of people say that. I think he can, but Marcus Peters has always been a guy that's always been trying for strips. I always liked Marcus Peters. He creates a lot of turnovers everywhere he goes. Not a guy that really wants to stick. He'd rather go for the strip. But you're not alone in thinking that. I've always loved Marcus Peters. I think it's a matter of time before he moves to safety. And I think he would be phenomenal if he ever decides to make that change. And I don't know if he ever will or wants to, but I've always liked Marcus Peters as a player, and I think he's doing a pretty good job with the Raiders so far. Not a lot of people feel that way. Mahomes threw a touchdown for me. You got it. Yeah, you did get it. God, Jalen Hurts. Oh wow. Penalty should be called only where the ball. Yeah, I am too. Totally fine with Watson going up to Splain after that bullshit and still catching a touchdown. Yeah. Laporte was the second tight end chosen in the draft, and I believe it was the third pick. Now remember, the Dolphins lost a pick in the draft. If I'm correct, it was pick number 34. And Laporta has just been playing lights out in Detroit. Probably the best rookie tight end. Kincaid's second best. And Meyer has a chance to be just as good as those two guys. It's just I think there's some problems with the offense in the Raiders. So, guy, you can go back a long time, man. Iowa has always had good tight ends. Kittle, Hawkinson, Fant, Laporta. I don't know who's playing tight end for Iowa right now, but I'm sure he's going to be good. And it's actually funny. I was telling Keys, who's a big Iowa fan, Michigan's a 23.5 point. It's something crazy. It's 23 point favorite in the Big Ten game. And it's like, wow. I mean, just for fun, I want to see, I'm trying to think here of how it would go, but just for fun, I want to see Louisville beat Florida State. Florida State's undefeated. I want to see Oregon beat Washington. Washington's undefeated. I want to see Alabama beat Georgia. Georgia's undefeated. And I'd love to see Iowa beat Michigan, because I want like total chaos for the college football playoffs. I just want total chaos. So like next week, I have a bunch of games on DVR. I don't know how many I'll be able to watch. I got to watch all of Michigan, Ohio State, and I mistakenly skipped forward to only the second half of the fourth quarter for Alabama, Auburn. What was it? I watched a little bit of Florida State, the last fourth quarter. Denver Gator likes the Florida head coach, and he's a huge Florida guy. I think they should go on with a bigger name myself. But yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, Dallas Clark. God, they had another one I'm drawing a blank on. Tony Moiaki. Like, if he stayed healthy, he would have been phenomenal. It's 7. He needs 7 points. He needs 7 points here. But that's kind of what we're looking at. He needs 7. So, which is actually a really solid number. You don't have to tell me, but hopefully you did not buy any points. That would have been terrible. But hopefully you didn't buy any points. And he's talking about Jalen Hurts. Listen to this first half. 3 out of 10, 24 yards and an interception. That's not a good first half. Bills are up 10-7, it looks like. Is that right? Yeah, Bills are up 10-7. Chiefs got rid of Peters in part because he made business decisions. There was a lot of things. The big reason was reason why they got rid of Peters is Peters and Bob Sutton did not see eye to eye at all. And Bob Sutton came from the Rex Ryan school of defense. And the first couple of years, he did a really good job. But the problem is that the defense that Bob Sutton and Rex Ryan only works when you have press man corners. And they drafted Peters because Peters is a big dude. He's like 6 foot. He's like 6'1", 200 pounds. The problem is he's not a press corner. He's an off-ball man corner, and he's not press coverage is not really his forte. But you put him off the ball and you put him in man coverage, he's as good as anybody. And it was like a square peg in a round hole. Bob Sutton also got rid of Brandon Flowers, one of my all-time favorite players, because he wasn't 6 foot. Big mistake on Sutton's part. And then Sutton kind of was not able to really adapt his defense when he didn't have the right corners. But if he, in Spags' defense, would Marcus Peters work? Absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, there's some bitterness. According to Peters, him and Andy Reid got along great. So. Peters should just move the wide receiver and play for the Bills. Then Allen can go to his side and try to throw a pick. Peters. I would love to see Peters switch to safety. I really would, and I think he'd be really good. I really believe that. As long as he continued to run upfield instead of forgetting he's on offensive. After seeing a quick breakdown of Michigan's defensive plan against Ohio State, the Big 78 championship games. So here's the way Iowa wins. Defensive touchdown. It's funny because I keep hearing McCarthy's going to be drafted in the first round, and he's got size and he's got the athleticism and he's got decent arm. I don't see anything that makes him a first round quarterback. I don't see a guy that really goes through progressions really well. Doesn't have really that NFL arm, but I think that if I'm Iowa, if you can hold Michigan to like under 150 yards rushing, which I know sounds crazy, but they got a couple running backs and McCarthy, you got a legitimate chance. You got a real chance. I've seen lots of lots of conference championship games. You know, the pressure's all on Michigan. There's no pressure on Iowa. Why not? I'm actually going to try to watch that. It's kind of hard because when I'm my instinct is to pick up my phone and look through social media. And so like on Saturdays and Sundays, it's like, I can't look at social media because like all my social media is just sports stuff. So But I have more faith in Iowa than you do. But yeah. What are they? They're gaining USC, UCLA. But yeah. That said, Brian LaFerence can keep his job if Iowa scores like 96. I do too, and Louisville lost to Kentucky. That's a rival. That's an in-state rival game. But I think Louisville purposefully just like, and Florida State. For those of you that don't know, their quarterback was in some first-round conversations. He got injured in the final game, so the backup quarterback's in there. There's some talent, but I watched him against Florida, and Florida I think just I think they're 6-6, 7-5. I haven't seen Denver Gator in the chat yet, so I can say this. They're not that good of a team. And they won, I think it was like 22-17. They're not that good of a team. I haven't watched Louisville play all year, but they were 10th, I think, before the in-state loss to Kentucky. They got some really good players. I don't know too much about this guy, but he's a guy I think that's going to go in the first round. We're going to do a ton of draft coverage. Basically, what I'm going to do is right after the Super Bowl, I already have all the bowl games, like the East-West game, the Shrine Bowl. That's the neat thing with YouTube TV. You can program this stuff in there. So I have all the bowl games that are going to be already saved. I'm going to watch a lot of bowl games. The East-West Shrine game practices, I already have those saved. I'm going to watch a lot of that stuff. I'm already digging into mock drafts. I've seen so I don't criticize mock drafts because I don't have one yet. I've seen a few. I like had some head scratchers. There was one in particular that I saw, and I did make a comment because he had the Giants going tackle, and it's like, really? But I didn't agree with it. We're going to do a lot of draft stuff here. I'm going to try to have on more and more guests. So everybody has something different. I don't know exactly, but what I'd like to do is maybe do like some draft profiles, something I've never done before, and break down kind of film on certain players and things I like and don't like. But we'll have to wait and see. What I can and can't do. There's also a time constraint because what I want to do and what I have time to do are two separate and different things. So Jalen Hurts having a trash game. Mahomes might be the MVP favorite after week 12. It's kind of funny. I early on it was Christian McCaffrey. And then it was like after week 4 or 5, it was Purdy. And then, after San Francisco losing 3 games, I was like, I was trying, oh God, who did I have as MVP? I had Tyreek Hill. I can't believe I forgot Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill is still my MVP. And he may or may, if he hits 2,000 receiving yards and the Dolphins win the East, I think there's a very good chance he could win MVP. Keep in mind, Mahomes keeps on winning. It's going to be hard to take that away from him. I would have Tyreek Hill, though, personally. But, yeah, this is not a good game for Jalen Hurts, so I had really high up there. Yeah, I that's kind of what I think, Perry. I've heard some people do, but there's nothing I've seen. And by the way, there's nothing. JJ McCarthy, kudos, great quarterback, great job at Michigan. I've watched a lot of football. He's not a first round quarterback. I'm telling you right now. So we are starting the second half here. The Raiders are going to kick off here. Carlson, as the kick lined up, kicks it off, and it's going to go out of the end zone. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Kansas City Chiefs at their own 25-yard line. If you tuned in late, we got a good one, folks. Chiefs and Raiders tied at 14 each. Chiefs going to get the ball 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line here. I see a lot of games too. Iowa's offense is so it's Josh Allen got called for intentional grounding on a sack. Patrick Mahomes go under center here. Travis Kelce is going to line up at the bottom of the formation here. He moved from the top to the bottom. It's going to be Pacheco around the right side, and he's going to power forward for a gain of 4. I can't emphasize how much I absolutely love this. I love the fact that the Chiefs are running the ball more. First half, Patrick Mahomes 13 out of 18 for 136 and a touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco, including that one, 6 carries, 17 yards, and a touchdown. Kelce, 3 receptions, 62 yards. 2nd and 6 here. Patrick Mahomes in shotgun formation here. Trips to the top of the formation. Pacheco's on his right. Throw and catch a quick one to Kelce. And for some reason or another, Diablo was just way off. It looked like it was a hole in the zone coverage. Little pitch and catch. It was very easy. Chiefs first down, a gain of 9 for Travis Kelce. This was just really easy. This was just really, really, really easy. Yeah. I think it was a blown coverage by the Raiders there. Patrick Mahomes going to go under center here. It's 12 personnel, which means that there's 2 tight ends, 2 receivers. Correction, 13 personnel, 3 tight ends. Play action pass to Pacheco, play action pass to Pacheco, and it was a throw to Noah Gray. I botched that up. I apologize. But a 13-yard completion to Noah Gray here. So it was a play action pass, a fake to Pacheco. And by the way, nice job by Max Crosby there, just running right over Pacheco there. But 1st and 10 for the Kansas City Chiefs here, as the Chiefs early on are just moving the ball right downfield, and a couple plays are already at midfield here. We're going to have 2 tight ends. Kelce's taking a breather here. It's going to be a handoff right up the middle. Isaiah Pacheco is going to run for a gain of 3, just right up the middle here. So it's going to be a 2nd and 7 as the Chiefs invade Raiders territory here. And what they did is they just gave Kelce a breather. They went ahead and had Noah Gray and Blake Bell in there. I like what the Chiefs are doing with the 2 tight end, 2 wide receiver sets. I love the fact that the Chiefs are running the ball. I think this is a great job by the Kansas City Chiefs early on in this drive here. I want to see what they can do. It's 2nd and 7 on the Raiders' 47-yard line here. Patrick Mahomes is going in shotgun formation. Pacheco's to his right. It's going to be handoff of Pacheco just right up the middle here. And he's going to get they're going to mark him right at the 40. We might have the measurement here, but Pacheco just right up the middle slashed the Raiders for a gain of 7. The offensive line was just all over the Raiders, just pushed everybody all the way back. And, oh, no, this is not good. Donovan Smith, the Chiefs starting left tackle, is down. So we're going to go ahead and stoppage a play here. It's 12:25 left in the 3rd quarter. And the good news is Donovan Smith is getting up and walking off the field on his own accord here. He looks like he's okay. They're going to show the replay here. And okay, I see what happened is Tyree Wilson, the Raiders' 1st-round draft pick, 7th overall out of Texas Tech, just stepped on his ankle, and he's going to be fine. He's probably going to come back shortly here, but he is taking his helmet off, and he's going over, and he's going to sit on the trainer's table here. They're probably going to put up the blue tent, but they're not showing it here. They're going to go ahead and put Nino Morris, 4th-round pick out of Oklahoma, into the game. It's going to be a quick draw right up the middle. I'm sorry, a quick run just right up the middle. Not a draw, just a little sprint run right up the middle for Kansas City Chiefs 1st down. Isaiah Pacheco just powers in there for a gain of 3. He's going to get a breather as well. And they're going to put Justin Watson in there. I don't know who else is coming in at running back, but again, I really like what the Chiefs are doing this first drive of the 2nd half. I really like what they're doing. They're running the ball. They're keeping the Raiders off balance. The offensive line is just dominating the Raiders' defensive line. CEH is going to come in for a breather here. Chiefs are going to have 3 wide receivers in Kelce. Patrick Mahomes back to pass on 1st down. He's got some pressure. He's going to dump it off here. Rasheed Rice, and he's going to be hog-tied down after a gain of 2 here. Hey, good job, Rasheed Rice, catching the ball, and that's what we need the Chiefs receivers to do is just catch the ball. They're going to call it a gain of 9. And And I'm going to go over all these comments here when we get a commercial break, so that please don't let anybody feel left out. I'm going to go over everything here. It's a 2nd and 9 here at the Raiders 35-yard line. Pacheco's going to check in, but he's going to motion to the bottom of the screen. Empty set, trips wide receivers. Kelsey's at the slot at the bottom. Pacheco's to the very bottom at the bottom of the formation here. Mahomes is going to scramble here. He's going to quickly drop the ball for Rasheed Rice here, and he's going to catch the ball at the 20, slip a tackle, and get an additional 5 yards, gain a 20. Kansas City Chiefs first down inside the Raiders red zone. Great job, and there's some pushing and shoving afterwards. Travis Kelce is hot. Travis Kelce is really hot, and they may need to calm him down. I'm not exactly sure what happened. I thought Mahomes was going to scramble. He makes a throw that nobody else should make in the NFL. Nice job by Rasheed Rice, making a nice catch and then dipping a tackle and getting an additional 5 yards. 5 receptions, 40 yards for Rasheed Rice. Lining up 13 personnel here. It's 3 tight ends lined up at the bottom of the right formation. It's going to be a play action pass here by Mahomes. It's going to be a screen to the top here with Pacheco. He's got room. He's to the 10. He's to the 5. And he's going to dive. He's going to be called just short of the end zone. He dove. And it's going to be just inside the 1. First and goal for the Kansas City Chiefs at the 1-yard line. And this was a great play call. You put 3 tight ends at the bottom of the formation, 1 wide receiver to the top, play action pass, and then you put Pacheco after he motions for the run, and after it's a fake, then you just go ahead and that's a touchdown. They're showing this on the replay. This is a touchdown. They're not going to challenge. I don't blame them because they're at the 1-yard line. Patrick Mahomes, it's going to be a handoff to Pacheco. Touchdown, Kansas City! Isaiah Pacheco in the end zone. Kansas City Chiefs touchdown. Chiefs 20, Raiders 14, 9:15 left in the third quarter. Slasher, are you there? We are an extra point away from it being a push for you. Nice job by the Kansas City Chiefs. Look, it's 1 yard. It looks like Pacheco scored. The Chiefs wanted to make sure he got credit for it. He gets into the end zone anyway. No big deal. No big deal. And by the way, this is a physical game here. This is a little chippy here. So the extra points is for Slasher to go ahead and get the 7 here. 10 plays, 75 yards, 5:45 off the clock here. The kick is up and good. So Slasher, you're at a push right now. Chiefs 21, Raiders 14. Yeah, I do YouTube Premium, and I'm going to tell you this. I got it for $12. And then I started going through, and everything I had a monthly subscription for, I canceled. And I canceled YouTube, and it lasted like 4 hours. I was like, this just sucks. It's like $15 a month, but if you're like me and you do YouTube for a couple hours a day, it's so worth it. You have 0 commercials. 0. So I strongly recommend the YouTube Premium. I would put you on my plan, but I don't know if I can do that. And if you're listening, all my neighbors have dogs, and none of them train them not to bark. So a couple of the dogs are just going nuts right now. A couple of my neighbors' dogs are just going absolutely batshit crazy right now. Chiefs need to go with a running back at pick 32. Kansas City needs to pick the best running back, receiver, or tight end with their first-round pick. Key says left tackle, defensive tackle, and either corner or wide receiver, maybe a tight end. Maybe Kansas City should go. There's so many people that say that. Chiefs fans would love it, but we have too many. Yeah, I agree. Denver Gator! Oh, man. It is so good to see you, Denver Gator. What's up, nerds? Just popping in to say my team sucked. Denver Gator, I watched just the fourth quarter, Florida State. I'll be honest with you, I didn't think it'd be as close. I know you like Napier. I really think they should go with a bigger name. It was funny. I was talking with, actually, I have no idea. I didn't hear back. I know Michigan State. I know my boy One Pride, who hasn't been in the chat yet, but he mentioned Michigan State. His college team got their coach. I think Mike Stoops is leaving Kentucky. He's going to take the A&M job. But yeah, I mean, they covered. I think the spread was higher than 5. I'm pretty sure it was. So they covered. Yeah. I haven't been able to go back to DraftKings. I have no idea how the Broncos are doing, but your Chiefs just took the lead. It's so good to see Denver Gator. I was so glad when Vegas. There was a lot of red flags around Wilson, the foot injury. I know that's one thing that Luke G kept on pointing up was that he doesn't have natural bend. He looks like a guy who just got by with speed and power on the college level, but doesn't look like an NFL pass rusher. He hasn't really flashed. Considering Jalen Carter was available, that's a terrible pick. Because I really did. I thought they were going to take – can you imagine Jalen Carter and Max Crosby on this defensive line? Yeah. I know Luke G wasn't high on them. All 3 starting linebackers. Oh, I didn't know all 3. I kept on thinking Tranquil was on a 2-year deal, but you're correct. He's on a 1-year deal. You told me that a couple of weeks ago. And I'm going to touch base on this. I want to touch base on this later on. Raiders get the ball 1st and 10 at the 25. The kick went harmlessly into the end zone here. Aiden O'Connell's going to go under center. 2 wide receivers, 2 tight ends here. They're in motion Myers to the bottom of the formation. Josh Jacobs 7 yards behind Aiden O'Connell in the backfield here. It's going to be a handoff here as Josh Jacobs going around the right side, and he's going to get a gain of 3 or 4. And for those of you who can hear that, I really do apologize. I got some shitty neighbors. I just got some shitty neighbors. That's just all there is to it. I don't know what's so hard about training a dog not to bark. So 2nd and 7 for the Raiders here. 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. Josh Jacobs about 7 yards back here. It's going to be a handoff to Josh Jacobs around the right. He's going to cut back to the inside, bounce back out, and nice run. This isn't going to look like much on the stat sheet. This was a great run because he could have been stopped and kept on fighting. So instead of 3rd and long, it's going to be 3rd and 4. So you can run the ball. You can throw the ball. You have your whole playbook open to you, because the biggest thing you want to do with a young quarterback is you don't want him in 3rd and long where it's an obvious passing situation. So here you go. It's 3rd and 4. And they're going to line up Aiden O'Connell in shotgun formation, trips to the top of the formation, including Meyer, the tight end, and Devontae Adams at the bottom of the motion. Actually, don't know who 11 is. I should. And Chiefs are going to bring a linebacker blitz. He's going deep, and it's incomplete here. And one thing that the Chiefs did, and Adams wants a flag, he is not going to get it, is that the Chiefs bracketed Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams is mad. I don't know what he's mad at. That's on penalty. I do like this, though, is that basically this was I'm going to tell you this right now. I don't care what anybody says. This was a one-man route. Aiden O'Connell was going, and I apologize, it wasn't McDuffie. It was Justin Reed, the safety. I was going to say, I don't know why the Chiefs had 2 corners, but this was a one-man route. So the Raiders quickly go 3 and out here, and Raiders are going to go ahead and punt. And Richie James is going to go back. It's a short punt. It's going to go out of bounds. This could be a terrible punt here. I'm not exactly sure where they're going to mark it at. The referee's moving up past the 35. It's going to be at the 37-yard line. This is not a good punt. The Chiefs are going to get really good field position when play resumes. 7:44 left in the 3rd quarter. Kansas City Chiefs are up 21-14 as we go to a commercial break here. All 3 starting linebackers will be free agents. CJ, 95, Snead, Mike Edwards, 5 starters, plus a quasi-starter. Smith will be a free agency, so you need a left tackle. Trey Smith. Oh, yeah, you're right. I think Trey Smith's going to be a cap casualty, a guy I absolutely love. I think it's going to be a cap casualty. Drew Tranquil, I could have sworn was on a 2-year deal. He's on a 1-year deal. You corrected me about that. Bolton, who's injured but had a great year the year before. He was 4th in the NFL in tackles. Willie Gay's a guy that just has a mountain of potential. A powerful dude. If you were to say, God, build me a linebacker, it would be built like Willie Gay, who's 245. I remember the combine ran a 4.46. It's just crazy. He ran a 4.46, 40-inch vertical. Just hasn't even come close to scratching the surface of how good he could be. Willie Gay's a guy that could maybe break the bank in free agency. So yeah, there's a lot of holes, man. Absolutely. And Joe Thuney, I think, likes being in Kansas City. Every fan thinks that their team will take a pay cut or restructure, but I think Thuney really likes being in Kansas City. Hopefully that works out because when the Chiefs signed him, it was to a record-breaking contract. It was the highest an NFL guard ever made, and it's been beaten a couple times, but he's so good. And he's steady. He's reliable. I think he's only missed like a handful of snaps since he's been with the Chiefs. So it's a key part. Hopefully the Chiefs can find a way to keep Thuney, but they're not going to keep Thuney, Smith, and Creed Humphrey. They're just not. One of those guys is going to go. I think it's going to be Trey Smith, unfortunately. Denver Gator gets him. Denver Gator's such a good guy, man. I love the dude. It's funny, over the last couple of weeks, I've been thinking about giving him a call just to bullshit. We've had some like great conversations. It was funny. He did some videos, and then afterwards we just bullshit for like an hour. It was like some great times. We about to score in the second half. Yep. It is a TD. It is a TD. Yeah. Yeah. First and 10 for the Chiefs at the 40. Oh, wow. It's going to be a handoff to Pacheco around the left side here, and he's going to be stopped after a gain of 1, maybe 2. I'll find out where it's marked. Looks like it's going to be a gain of 2 here. And again, I cannot emphasize this enough. I absolutely love the fact that they're running the ball more. The Chiefs have a really big physical offensive line. By the way, Donovan Smith is back in at left tackle. Juanita Morris stepped in for a few plays. Did a phenomenal job, by the way. Nice fourth-round rookie out of Oklahoma. Patrick Mahomes shotgun formation here. Pacheco's to his right here. 2 tight ends lined up at the bottom of the screen as wide receivers with Rice. And I believe it's Richie James. Or I'm sorry, not Richie James. It's Rashee Rice is at the top of the formation. I don't know who was at the bottom. I believe it was MVS, and the pass was to Rashee Rice, and Rashee Rice dropped it. And this is, you got to learn to catch this. It hit him right in the fucking hands. You got to learn to catch the ball. This would have been a first down. This is a big drop. You got to catch the ball. I mean, it hits you in the hands. 3rd and 8 here for the Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes in shotgun formation. CEH is going to check into the game here. Trips at the bottom of the screen. That includes Travis Kelce. Patrick Mahomes, he's in the pocket here. He's going to scramble around now, and he is going to be sacked by Max Crosby. Max Crosby has not been that big of a factor. He was questionable for the game, and he's been in and out. Normally, he doesn't leave the field. The only reason he really got this sack is because Mahomes was trying really hard to get somebody open. There was 2 guys on Kelce, and nobody else got open. So this was the design that one of these other receivers were supposed to get open and couldn't do it. That's not really a play design. That's just receivers failing here. Rashee Rice dropped the ball, and then these other receivers. And this is a very short punt, and it's going to be a fair catch at the 24-yard line. So when play resumes, Raiders going to get the ball at their own 24-yard line. 6:14 left in the third quarter. It's Kansas City 21, Raiders 14. So, do you think Trevor Lawrence will develop into it? Absolutely. He was my pick to be NFL MVP. If I remember right, he threw for 355 and a couple of touchdowns against Houston. I absolutely do. He'll win at least one MVP. And here's the thing. They got lots of weapons in Jacksonville. I mean, he's loaded with weapons. So absolutely. I don't know which one it is, but I do pay for the extra, and it's a great investment. I get it. Trust me, I went through, like, I canceled Netflix. I canceled the extra memory from Apple on my phone, but then my phone wouldn't download. I need my phone for work, so I had to pay 99 cents a month for extra storage, which I hate. But yeah, I went through, and then I don't subscribe to anything, but I do pay for the YouTube Premium. I tried, and it lasted 4 hours. Not sex like Dan, but enough subscription. No, not Dan. By the way, Keys does subscribe to the gold platinum super version of my OnlyFans. He pays $99.99 a month, and it is well worth it. I do go through. So like I signed up for Netflix just so I could watch Cobra Kai because it came out on Plex, but it turned out to be that it was like I saw the first 3 seasons, and then season 5, it said seasons 4 and 5, but season 4 was just season 5. Sometimes that's how Plex works. I wanted to watch it, so I got Netflix for like a month. And I actually 2 months. There was like one other show I kind of liked on there, but Cobra Kai, I think season 6 is going to come out like next month, and then I'll probably wait. And if there's like a special, I'll probably get like Netflix for like another month. I was tempted to get HBO and Cinemax. There's Barry, which Plex has all the episodes for the latest season except for the first one. I'm kind of weird. I want to watch them all. So like, we actually, we did. I'm old enough though. I did too. Duke coach took the A&M job. Stoops stays in Kentucky. Oregon State coach going to Michigan State. I could have sworn. Anyway, I'll take your word for it. Back to action here. It's going to be a play action pass to O'Connell. He's going to hit Meyer out in the flat. He's at the 30, 35. He's going to break a tackle and get out to the 41-yard line. Gain of 16 for the Notre Dame rookie. This is a kid I think that could be really, really good. His nickname was Baby Gronk at Notre Dame. This is a big, powerful tight end with good feet, underrated athleticism. And you kind of saw it if you're watching along here and just listen to the commentary here. Trent McDuffie, he almost jumped completely over him, but McDuffie just got his foot, but he was able to power away and get an extra 6 yards. 1st and 10 for the Raiders at their own 41-yard line here. They're in 12 personnel. Josh Jacobs in the backfield. It's going to be a handoff around the left side, and he's going to cut inside and get a gain of 5, maybe 6. So Josh Jacobs having a big game. They're actually going to call it 2nd and 6. I thought it was closer to 5 or 6 yards. So, but Denver Gator puts in Duke coach took the A&M job. Stoops stays in Kentucky. I heard just the opposite, but the Duke coach was definitely going to move on. If you're a good football coach, you're not going to stay at Duke. Same thing with Kentucky, but I thought Stoops was going to leave. Maybe like SEC. I don't know. 2nd and 6 here. It's a short 6, long 5. I think it's 5, but Aiden O'Connell's going to hand off to Jacobs. Jacobs is going to bounce to the outside and get a gain of 2 as the Chiefs quickly contain Jacobs here. After that big gain, the Chiefs after that really kept Jacobs in check. They're going to call this 3rd and 4 for the Raiders. And this is a good job by Jacobs here on those first 2 carries because you want to be 3rd and manageable. Now, last time on 3rd down, I swear the Raiders just made this a one-person route. They're going to throw it to Devontae Adams no matter what. We'll see what they do here. He's going to line up in shotgun here. Jacobs is going to be to his left. Devontae Adams is to the bottom of the screen. Looks like he's matched up one-on-one against L'Jarius Sneed here. Aiden O'Connell's back to pass. He's going to throw it to the top of the formation. He's got Jacoby Myers. Is that a catch? Jacoby Myers was absolutely blanketed by Trent McDuffie, and McDuffie's going to come off the field. This was an amazing catch. Wow. And so Myers was in the slot. This is an old school wheel route. The only thing that was different was that Myers at the top formation took one play, fake for a screen. They're going to flash this out to Josh Jacobs at the top of the formation here as the Raiders were trying to go a little up-tempo, mainly because I'm not sure this was a catch here. And looking at it on replay, yeah, it's a catch. That's a great catch by Jacoby Myers. What a phenomenal catch here. Absolutely, Perry. Absolutely. Tyree Wilson's high ceiling. We'll have to find out. 2nd and 6 inside the Chiefs red zone here. It's actually at the 16-yard line here. Let's see if the Raiders can tie this up here. Aiden O'Connell's in under center here. He's going to pitch it out around the right side to Jacoby Myers, who's going to be stopped in the backfield. First, Joshua Williams got there, then Justin Reed. He's going to be stopped for a gain of 0, so it's going to be 3rd and 6 for the Kansas City Chiefs. Great job by the Chiefs defense, who after giving up 14 points has really, really come alive here. The Chiefs defense just playing lights out. We haven't seen a defense this good since the Marty days. This defense is just playing phenomenal. 3rd and 6 for the Raiders here. Big 3rd down because you would love to be able to tie the game up, but you need to make sure that you get 3 here. It's going to be 3 wide receivers, Meyer and Renfro at the bottom of formation, and it's going to be Davante Adams at the top. They're trying to hit Adams on a quick slant, and the throw was a little off. Snead was draped all over him like a cheap suit. There's a little Snead and Adams talking here, and the referee's going to get in between these guys as the Raiders line up for a short field goal here to try to make this a 4-point game here. And Snead recognized this immediately and moved to inside position. This was such a great play by Snead. And then he talks to him afterwards. There's some jawing between the two. This was a great job because once Snead realized when Meyer went in motion to the top of the formation, he knew this was going to be a slant, moved to inside formation, and it was a great job. The Raiders' field goal is good, so it's going to be Kansas City Chiefs 21, Raiders 17, 2:09 left in the 3rd quarter. We're going to go on commercial break. I'm going to read some comments. Dogs are loving the Chiefs also. Everyone will be signed. Can barely hear the barking dogs. Not like you got prostitute for a neighbor and we're hearing something else. It was really, really, really bad on my end. So with the way college teams play the spread offense now, do you feel it's hard to find good offensive line guys anymore? No, I don't. It's not actually. This draft's littered with offensive linemen that can play in the 1st round. It actually, I think with the spread offense, it actually helps because it used to be that if you were big, you just be on the offensive line. And then the problem was when you get to the NFL, you have to adjust for the speed. Now, you still do have to adjust for the speed, but it's a little different because you used to play in a hurry-up offense. So linemen, you don't have those big, out-of-shape offensive linemen anymore. My bad on Trey Smith. Him and Creed are free agents after 2024. I think the Chiefs are going to sign Creed Humphrey, are going to try to sign him this offseason. Right after the season ends. And if I'm Trey Smith's agent, I'm probably telling him to hold out because the Chiefs could potentially trade him. And I kind of think that's what's going to happen. If I'm Trey Smith's agent, I'm probably telling him to hold out. And that's what I think is going to happen. I don't think he's going to report to like mini camp, training camp, and he's going to try to get that deal now. I think the Chiefs are going to sign Creed Humphrey, and they may have to trade Trey Smith. We'll see what happens. Offense, I think it's just Donovan Smith and Jared McKinnon basically are free agents and some minor pieces like Aga. Finney's dead cap is almost too much for him to get cut next offseason, but his cap hit is big enough. They almost have to restructure at a year or so. Fucker, call me something. We had some great conversations. I've been I won't go into detail, but yeah, really, I was like, no, I had some shit happen I wanted to talk to you about. So I know when Dan screams about catching the ball, I just hear Billy Madison screaming. You have to go find. I don't remember this, and I love Billy Madison. I don't remember this. Right in the middle of Dan talking about ads that triggered Easter. There are so many. Yeah, it's player safety is shorter preseason, but it's also, you have to understand the Chiefs offense is so complicated. In college, all it is that there's only a handful of plays, but in the NFL, it's like 5 or 6 sentences, and it's so different. It's just so confusing. And I'll go into it a little more if I got a little bit of time here. The Raiders are Carlson's getting ready to kick off here, and the Chiefs are motioning for a fair catch. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Kansas City Chiefs at the 25-yard line. So the air raid offense which Rashee Rice ran at SMU. It was basically just they didn't huddle up. There was only a handful of routes you ran, and what you do is that there's guys that hold a billboard up. You look over, you see what you're going to run, and that's all it was. It was very simple. I'll get back to – I'm going to explain this a little more after this play here. Kansas City Chiefs are going to line up 1st and 10 up to 25. Mahomes is going to line up under center here. It's going to be play action pass to Pacheco. He's going to go downfield, and he's going to hit Travis Kelce for a gain of 16. This will put Travis Kelce over 100 for the game for the game, I believe, here. And what it was is that this was just zone coverage, and this was just a great job of Mahomes and Kelce reading the coverage, settling down. And this is something the Chiefs receivers need to do more of, is reading the coverage better. By the way, 5 catches, 86 yards, so not at 100 yet. They're going to give him a break. Noah Gray's going to enter the game here. It's going to be a handoff to Pacheco around the right side. He's going to cut inside for a nice gain of 6. It's either going to be a long 6, short 7, depending on where they mark it. They're going to make it a 2nd and 4, but it's a very short 4. Very nice job by Pacheco. Is that this was just designed off right tackle, cuts inside, gets a gain of 6, 12 carries, 41 yards, 2 touchdowns for Pacheco, and Kelce is still getting a breather there. I think he's okay. He's just breathing a little heavy. He's just fine. The Raiders have run for 119 yards. Kansas City only 55, but the Chiefs have been effective when they do run the ball. 2nd and 4 here. Noah Gray's going to line up in the backfield like a running back. Don't flip him out here, and it's going to be a reverse screen pass. Pacheco's got some open field. He's at the 45, 40. I'm sorry, he's at the 50, 45, and he's going to end. Is that going to – so Pacheco afterwards punts the ball. And they didn't call a penalty, but I've seen that called before, so be careful. Isaiah Pacheco, get yourself under control. Nice screenplay. So what they did is they motioned Noah Gray, who was lined up to Patrick Mahomes' right. They motioned him to the top, fake the screen, then go to Pacheco at the bottom of formation, and he gets a 1st down here. Chiefs are now in enemy territory at the Raiders' 43-yard line. CEH is going to go ahead and give Pacheco a breather. It's going to be a handoff to CEH around the right side. It's going to cut upside into the middle. It's a gain of 12, but there is a flag on the play. Normally this is holding here. We'll have to see what the call is. And it is holding against the Kansas City Chiefs. So that 1st down will be negated. It's a holding call on Jawan Taylor. Overall, this has been a very low penalized game, and this is definitely holding. So definitely holding. So the Raiders have not been called for a penalty all day, just a 2nd flag thrown all day. It's a game that I like. I don't like to see lots of penalties. I like to let the players play. The clock's going to wind down. And so at the end of 3, it's Kansas City 21, Raiders 17. Yeah, they're mixing it up. Well, they really are. Can't play defense much better than that. Just a great throw. Yeah, it was a phenomenal catch. I'm starting to think that Antonio Pierce knows offense better than Josh McDaniels. It's kind of funny. I wonder. I liked Antonio Pierce. For those of you that don't know, Antonio Pierce played for the Giants with his defensive coordinator being Steve Spagnuolo. So he does have some familiarity with Spags in that defense, but went to Alabama, coached by some really good coaches in the NFL. I always wondered, if you're a defensive guy like Antonio Pierce was, how much you know about offensive schemes, and it'll be curious. But the offense looks a lot better. You got 5 yards. You can contact him. He took advantage of it. I think Kansas City could make Trace. Yeah, and if I'm Trey Smith's agent, I'm pushing for a holdout because he's a 6th round pick and he's under a 6th round contract, and he's definitely outperformed that. So, like I said, it wouldn't surprise me, and that's a guy that I would like. I think the Chiefs will try. I think the Chiefs will sign Humphrey, because next year it'll just be it could just balloon up. I think they sign Humphrey, and if I'm Trey Smith, I might hold out. So I think the players are putting in more effort now. McDaniel's gone. That's definitely a possibility. Billy Madison's one of his elementary classes, when the teacher's reading the class a book about missing dog, and he goes on diatribe to go out and find the effing dog. I don't remember that. I don't know why. I love that movie too. I expected Adams and Jacobs, didn't expect to see how well they're utilizing not just a great run pass bounce, but a great Adams Myers bounce. Yeah. Basically, they're doing everything that they need to do in order to win. You get a nice bounce, you get a nice dose of Josh Jacobs. Meyer, that rookie tight end, is just going to get more and more playing time. I think bottom line is just the offense, I think, was a little too convoluted. I also believe, I'm not 100% sure about this, I believe that Meyer did have an injury in preseason, put him a little behind the 8 ball, so to speak. But do you think it was the designated fake screen, or was it? No, I think it was a designated fake. That's what I think, but I'm not sure. To create a whole first and 10 for the Kansas City Chiefs, now on their own 47. It's going to be first and 20. Trips at bottom formation. Patrick Mahomes in shotgun formation here. He's going to check it down to Rashee Rice, and Rashee Rice was stopped and then gives a stiff arm, powers forward for a few yards. It's going to be second and I think 8. I'm not exactly sure. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm way off. It's second and 12 is an 8-yard gain here. And I really like what Rashee Rice did. It was a good job by Rice, just stiff arming and using his strength. He's so powerful of a runner after he gets the ball in his hands. Just the drops are maddening here. It's a second and 12 here at the Raiders' 44-yard line here. Mahomes in shotgun formation, a little quick pitch and catch to Kelsey, and that's going to be a gain of 8. So it's going to be third and short here. And believe it or not, the Kansas City Chiefs, they're going to call it third and 5. The Kansas City Chiefs might be in 4-down territory, depending on what they do here, because if they get a few yards, it'll be around the 40. Because right now, I'm sorry, they're at the Raiders 39, so they're almost in field goal range. This might be 4-down territory. I'd be very curious what the Chiefs do and how they treat this here. Patrick Mahomes back to pass there. CEH to his right here. Patrick Mahomes and right open. Rashee Rice 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, gets back inside, 5. Touchdown! Touchdown, Rashee Rice! Kansas City touchdown! Yes! What a great job. You get the ball in Rashee Rice's hands and let him use his God-given running ability. This is just crossing routes, and Rashee Rice just outruns Hobbs. Hobbs actually should have been called for a horse collar. Rashee Rice is too powerful, runs right through it, is not stopped by the horse collar, breaks that tackle, gets into the end zone. Kansas City touchdown. Kansas City goes up 26-17. Slasher. You know what you said? You need them to win by 7. You're stressing. Be relieved. Be relieved. And they already put the point on there, but the Chiefs are going to go ahead and kick the extra point here. I actually thought it was maybe. I guess I got it wrong here, but oh god, this is such a great play. He needs to win by 7. By 7, Chiefs are up by 11. I don't know why I got the score. I got mixed up. That was 20 instead of 21. So error on my part. Chiefs are up 28-17. And this is what I like. You get Rashee Rice in the field with a little bit of space. And yeah, I agree. I love it when referees kind of stay out of the game, let the players play. Yeah, that's just, I'm an old school guy. I don't know why I'm drinking this coffee. It's ice cold. I watch every like, I don't know, every once in a blue moon, I'll watch Billy Madison. A couple of weeks ago, I watched a Happy Gilmore, and that movie always can make me smile or laugh. Happy Gilmore's a great movie too. Adam Sandler's just amazing. Yeah, so I had 1 cup of coffee, and I have some water, and I have some Fiji water. I have my backup coffee. So I was doing a live stream a couple of weeks ago, and as soon as I ran out of coffee, I was coughing. I had this nasty cough. I'm now I'm somewhere between like 95 and 98%, but like finally the chest congestion I don't feel like something's pressing. And it was like 5 or 6 weeks. I was just like sick, and I just couldn't shake it. I couldn't shake it. And over the past couple of days, like the congestion's cleared, and I still got a little bit of a cough, but I got 3 drinks here. I don't know why I'm drinking the coffee because I really don't need it. I'm pretty amped up. But I got water, and I got bottled water as a backup. So when I go on YouTube, I try to have 3 drinks in front of me. Did Rice and Moore have drop problems in college? No. But both of them were very, very raw. Both of them were very, 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 very raw. Sky Moore, if I remember right, Sky Moore was a high school quarterback, and then they moved him to corner, then running back, then receiver. If I remember correctly. And Rashid Rice was, I mean, they ran that air raid offense where, like, 4 or 5 wide receivers every play. It was a lot of fun to watch. So Chiefs kick off here, and it's going to go out of the end zone here for a touchback. So the Raiders down by 11, 13:40 left in the game. By the way, this is still a ball game, folks. If I know Slasher is happy and excited, but it's still anybody's game. It's still anybody's game. And the Raiders, just because they're down by 11, there's more than enough time. There's more than enough time for the Raiders to come back here. So it's a big drive here, because if the Chiefs force the Raiders into a punt or force a turnover, it's going to cause some problems, because we are in the fourth quarter. 28-17 is going to be a handoff. Josh Jacobs, he's going to cut up to the middle and get a gain of 4, maybe 5. And I apologize. I've been a little behind because I've been behind on comments and also been ranting a little bit. I haven't been keeping track of the other games here. Philly's been down most of this game, but Hurts to A.J. Brown for a touchdown. It's 17-14, 7:13 left in the third quarter. That looks like it's going to be a fun game. Very fun game. As a lot of people are wanting Philly to win. Personally, I'm cheering for Philly. I like to see Buffalo lose. So 2nd and 5 here for the Raiders. They got 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. Josh Jacobs about 7 yards behind Aiden O'Connell. Aiden O'Connell's going to do a play action pass. He's going to get Hooper at the top formation. Nobody's around him, and he's going to get a first down out to the 45-yard line, 45-44, a gain of 14 here. And this is a nice job. The play action pass. What the Chiefs did wisely was they double teamed Adams, but nobody covered Austin Hooper, the other tight end. The way they are doing it is Austin Hooper's the starter and Meyer is the backup, but they use a lot of 2 tight end sets. It's over time where Meyer's going to be the 1 and Hooper's going to be the 2, but right now they're using both these guys together. So 1st and 10 on the 44-yard line here, and Hooper and Meyer are in at each side. Devontae Adams at the top, Jacoby Myers to the bottom here. It's a screen to Josh Jacobs, and he's swallowed up very quickly by the Kansas City Chiefs defense for a gain of 1 or possibly 2. Chiefs read this perfectly, by the way. The Chiefs defense was not fooled. What the Raiders want to do is they want to go ahead, and they don't want to make things difficult on first down. So they like to run the ball, but this was just a screen pass. The play action pass did not fool anybody. The Chiefs know what the Raiders want to do. And a great job by Spags making some adjustments. So 2nd and 9 for the Raiders here. 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. Jacobs about 8 yards back. It's going to be a handoff. He's going to bounce to the outside, but he's stopped quickly by Willie Gay and Charles Montague. After missing the first 6 games of the season, Montague has been a beast for the Kansas City Chiefs. Not a ton of sacks, but really, really beneficial. You can play inside, outside. What a dynamic pickup. What a dynamic pickup from San Francisco. 2 years, $16 million deal. And since he's been playing lights out. 3rd and long, 3rd and 9 specifically at the Raiders 45-yard line. Aiden O'Connell in empty set, trips to the top of the formation here to our motion Hunter Renfrow to the bottom here. Aiden O'Connell's trying to go to Renfrow. He's covered, but Michael Mayer is open, and he catches the first down pass. Nice throw and catch here is what they are trying to do is go to Hunter Renfrow, who's in motion. He was covered. Michael Mayer was open here as Mike Edwards, another free agent the Chiefs picked up this offseason, was covering Mayer, and the Raiders did have a first down. So, but Justin Reed wraps him up here quickly. Mike Myers having a nice game, 2 receptions, 20. Excuse me. 2 catches, 28 yards. 1st and 10 as the Raiders invade Chiefs territory. They're at the Chiefs 44-yard line. It's going to be a fake to Josh Jacobs. And they wanted to go deep, and then Josh Jacobs just dropped it. It would have been a short gain. Leo Chenal was right there. It would have been a gain of 5. Now, this play, the Raiders faked a screen to the top of the formation to Devontae Adams. They went to Josh Jacobs, but the play was designed to get Jacoby Myers deep, but the Chiefs read this perfectly. What a great job by the Chiefs defense right now. What a great job. 2nd and 10 for the Raiders at the Chiefs 44-yard line. Again, it's going to be actually they're going 3 wide receivers, and they're in motion Devontae Adams into the backfield. It's going to be a fake handoff. It's going to be a pitch to Jacoby Myers, and this was not, nobody was fooled by this. I say nobody was fooled, but Montague, the before mentioned defensive end, was actually in coverage on Devontae Adams, so I'm not exactly sure what was designed by the Chiefs defense here. And okay, so what they did is this is interesting, but the Chiefs. Raiders tried a little razzle-dazzle, and the Chiefs were just prepared for it, just completely ready. 3rd and 10 here for the Raiders. Aiden O'Connell's going shotgun formation. They're going to arrest Josh Jacobs, put in Miradolo, the 3rd down back, trips to the top of the formation here. Chiefs bring some pressure, and it's incomplete here as they had no answer. Trent McDuffie came in on the corner blitz, and Aiden O'Connell could do nothing. He just threw it into the ground, and he is hobbling here, and I'm going to take a look at this on the instant replay. And so it looks like what happened is Trent McDuffie jumped up in the air, got the ball, knocked it down to the ground, landed on Aiden O'Connell. And Aiden O'Connell looks like he's okay, but he did get hit hard, came up gingerly. So the Raiders at 4th and 10 are forced to punt, but who knows? You could have a fake here. We'll find out here. And the Raiders are going to go ahead and punt the ball here. They're trying to coffin kick this, and it's going to go out of bounds inside the 10, it looks like here. I'll get an official spot for you. It's going to be at the 7. So with 9:33 left in the 4th quarter, Chiefs are up 28-17. Rice seems like, yeah, he is. His only problems have been trying to figure out this extremely complex Chiefs offense, and he's got some issues with drops. But you have to understand something. In college, it's so easy, but it's funny. Chiefs reporters do this every single year to rookie quarterbacks. They wait for them after the first mini camp, and they all say the same thing. They're like, yeah, I thought everybody was pranking me with the play call because it's like 5 or 6 sentences, where in college, it's not even 5 or 6 plays. So when they go ahead and give them the play to call in the huddle, it's actually funny because the hardest thing for a rookie to do in an Andy Reid offense is just to get the play call out in the huddle, because, there's a time clock, and that's the difference between college and the NFL. So a play that it's like 4 or 5, sometimes 6 sentences, it's very confusing. It's not like in college where you're only running 4 or 5 routes. I mean, you're looking at what the defense, you and your quarterback have to be on the same page, depending on what the defense is doing. It's very confusing. And sometimes if you're doing too much of this, it affects this right here. So next year, Rashee Rice, I think, will be a lot better. And hopefully Sky Moore will continue to improve. Yeah, Juju was great after a run. Juju Smith-Schuster was very similar to Rashee Rice coming out of USC. He was a bigger receiver with great run after the catch ability. And Rashee Rice is just going to get better and better. Denver 24, Clowns 12. The Browns need a head coach to get the most out of Watson. Sorry if my phraseology triggers any. Sorry if my phraseology triggers any wussy table jumpers view. Maybe they need to simplify the playbook for the rookie and let them learn throughout the year. That's always been kind of the debate, is that do you dumb down the playbook, or do you just let the players learn as the season progresses? And as the season progresses, they get better and better. That's always been kind of a debate. And it looks like Jimmy Garoppolo is warming up for the Raiders here. 1st and 10 at the Chiefs own 7 here. Patrick Mahomes in shotgun formation here. He's going to play action pass to Pacheco. He's going downfield to Rashee Rice. Oh my God, what a great catch. Amik Robinson, the corner, was covered on Rice like a cheap suit. Rice just goes up, plucks the ball out of the hands plucks the ball out of the air with 2 hands. First down, Kansas City. What a phenomenal catch by Rashee Rice. What an amazing, amazing catch. Probably the best catch I've seen from Rashee Rice all year. 1st and 10 for the Kansas City Chiefs, 19-yard completion by Rashee Rice. What a great job by Rice here. Now to have Rice and Watson at the top of formation, but it's going to be a handoff to Pacheco right up the middle. He's going to get a gain of 3, maybe 4 here. Nice job here. And Trey Smith is down. And is he going to come out or not? He comes back up, but he's limping noticeably. Excuse me. But they're showing Aiden O'Connell. Aiden O'Connell, I think, wants to go back in, but he's banged up here. It's actually a gain of 2 only here. Chiefs are going to go back to 2 tight ends. Patrick Mahomes back to pass here. Pacheco's going out to the flat. And it's going to be a nice catch by Watson across the middle for a gain of 6. It's going to be 3rd and short here for the Kansas City Chiefs here. This is a very key 3rd down here because the Chiefs are up by 11. It's a 2-score game, and we're going under 8 minutes. So the Raiders are not only battling the Chiefs, they're battling the clock here, as they absolutely need to get a stop here. But they're going to call it 3rd and 3. I think it's a long 2, but it's like tomato. The Chiefs are going empty formation, but they're going to motion CEH back to Patrick Mahomes left. Travis Kelce to the bottom, trips to the top here. Patrick Mahomes is going to scramble around here. He's looking for somebody, and it's going to be an incompletion. Great job by the Raiders defense. It's going to be 4th and 3, and we're going to see the Kansas City Chiefs punt unit on. So it's 7:36 left in the 4th quarter. The Raiders are down by 11. I have no idea if we're going to see Jimmy G or if Aiden O'Connell is going to come back in. And this is a great job here by the Raiders defense. Everybody was covered. Spillane came in, knew to make sure you have to be careful. Patrick Mahomes is very dangerous when he scrambles. So good job here. Hopefully we get a good punt here out of Tommy Townsend. And this is a massive punt here. It's going to be down inside the 10. Carter calls for a fair catch at the 9. 7:28 left in the 4th quarter. The Chiefs are up by 11. Aiden O'Connell will come back as we go to a commercial break. More Rice and more Gray. Oh, I agree, man. I agree. I really like Noah Gray. I'm very high on Noah Gray. I have no idea when he's going to become a free agent, but he's a guy that has, I think, gotten better and better and better. He's never going to be a Pro Bowler. He's never going to be a guy like, he's never going to be a guy like Kelsey, or I'm trying to think of another really great tight end. Darren Waller's been so, but after his first couple years, but you get what I'm saying. He's never going to be a Pro Bowl caliber tight end, but I really like Noah Gray, a really good receiver, good hands. Not ever going to be overly explosive or athletic, but oh man, I got the talent in the house. Gooch. 1st and 10 at the 10. Aiden O'Connell back to pass, play action pass, and this was ooh. So what the Raiders did was a play action pass, and then it was going to be a screen to Josh Jacobs. Chris Jones almost got Aiden O'Connell for a safety, and Josh Jacobs dropped the ball. He probably wouldn't have gotten far anyway, as the Chiefs defense was all over this. So 2nd and 10 for the Raiders. 7:24 is left. The Raiders do have all 3 timeouts, but the Raiders have to get points this drive. They absolutely have to get points this drive. 2nd and 10 for the Raiders here. Aiden O'Connell in shotgun formation. Josh Jacobs is to his left here. They're in a motion. I believe that's DeAndre Carter. And I apologize. I should know who that is. Who's number 11? Is it Trey Tucker? Yeah, it's Trey Tucker. So they motion Trey Tucker here. Pass is incomplete. 3rd and 10 here for the Kansas City Chiefs. 7:20 left in the 4th quarter. Chiefs are up by 11. And I thought the clock was stopped for a second here. Jimmy G looks on. He looks like he was kind of excited about going in, but no. Hunter Renfrow and Mike Meyer are to the bottom of the screen here. Meyer's going to move to the top here. Empty formation. Amir Abdullah's lined up as a pseudo. He's going to motion back to Aiden O'Connell's left here as he gets ready for the blitz. And it's a nice throw to Hunter Renfrow. Now, depending on where they mark, they're going to mark this just short of the 1st down. So it's going to be 4th in about a yard. It's actually less than a yard, but if you're the Raiders, you absolutely got to go for this. I know it's a 19-yard line, but I think you got to go for it, because if you give the ball with the Chiefs, you give the ball back to the Chiefs up by 11 with under 7 minutes left. I don't know what else you can do. I think you got to go for it, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Josh Jacobs enters the game here. 2 wide receivers to the top, Devontae Adams to the bottom here. Michael Myers is the tight end. They're in motion him to the top of the formation. Josh Jacobs is the empty back. It's going to be a handoff to Josh Jacobs, and he stopped. The Chiefs read this perfectly. Chris Jones on the stop here. 1st and 10 for the Kansas City Chiefs inside the Raiders red zone. That might be ball game, because it's 6:29 left in the 4th, and the Chiefs are now up by double digits. The Chiefs are up by 11, and they get the ball back inside Raiders 10. This is not a good play call. Actually, I gave credit to Chris Jones. That was Drew Tranquil. What a huge free agent acquisition for the Kansas City Chiefs. Longtime starter in the LA/San Diego, Drew Tranquil comes over to Kansas City for a spot role backup, but with Nick Bolton going down, Drew Tranquil stepped in as a starter. Chiefs have not missed a beat on defense. If anything, they've been playing lights out. 1st and 10 for the Kansas City Chiefs at the Raiders 17-yard line. It's going to hand off to Pacheco. He's going around to the right side. He's at the 15. He's at the 10. Squirts out of bounds after a gain of 8 or 9, depending on where they mark it. He's inside the 10. It's 2nd and very short, and because it's not inside 5 minutes, even though he goes out of bounds, the clock will continue to run, as the clock is the Chiefs' friend. Gooch, we all get it. I can't thank you enough for coming in. Can't thank you enough, Gooch. I'm your wingman. If we ever get to hang out, I'm your wingman. I'm going to help you. 2nd and 2 for the Kansas City Chiefs here. Pacheco's about 7 yards back from Mahomes. Mahomes under center. It's going to be handoff to Pacheco. He's going to go around the right side, and he's going to get the 1st down, go out of bounds at the 5-yard line. So it's 1st and goal for the Kansas City Chiefs with 5:44 left in the game. And the clock is going to continue to run because it's on inside of 5 minutes left. And Isaiah Pacheco, not a huge game statistically. I mean, the 2 touchdowns excluding that, but effective when he runs the ball. Extremely effective when he's running the ball. I hate the Bills, and now I hate Sirianni, and anything Philly sans Jason Kelce and Slasher, so I'm torn. 1st and goal for the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Raiders are going to go ahead and take their first time out of the second half here. So the Raiders are going to use their first time out with 5:13 left in the game. What you want to do, if you're the Raiders here, is hold the Chiefs to 3. Then you're down by 2 touchdowns, and you got a chance. Because if you're down by 2 touchdowns and you can score quickly, you make this a 1-score game. If it becomes a 3-score game, it's pretty much game over. Now, I've seen weirder things happen in the NFL, but I really think that this becomes a 3-score game. It's pretty much game over at that point. So what you want to do if you're the Raiders is just hold Kansas City to 3. Kansas City, what they want to do is, they'd love to score a touchdown. That'll pretty much be icing on the cake, pretty much ice the game completely. But you want the Raiders to burn timeouts like they did here. And you also want to eat a little bit of clock, because I seriously doubt the Raiders are going to call all 3 timeouts if the Chiefs don't score a touchdown here. So it's going to be 1st and goal for the Chiefs here. Sky Moore and Rashid Rice to the bottom formation, 2 tight ends. Isaiah Pacheco to the right. He's going to power forward for a gain of 3. And it's going to be, there's a flag on the play here. It's going to be very interesting. Now, flag, if it's against Kansas City, is going to stop the clock. That's a huge advantage for the Raiders here. And it's holding against Kansas City. This is bad for 2 things. Creed Humphrey on the hold. It not only backs the Chiefs up, it stops the clock. So the Raiders preserve a timeout. So I'm not really mad at that, though. I'm not really mad at that. It's still 1st and goal. It should be 2nd and goal, should it not? All right, they're going to call it 1st and goal, and they wind the clock. I'm not really sure what the fuck's going on right now, I'll be honest with you. I thought, okay, they're going to say 1st and goal, and the clock's going to continue to run at the 15. Patrick Mahomes back to pass. He's going to scramble around. He's at the 15, and he's going to slide down at the 13. Max Crosby's exited the game, but even without Max Crosby, give kudos to the Raiders front 4 for getting pressure on Mahomes. You don't want to blitz in a situation like this. You want to drop 7. Again, your number 1 goal if you're the Raiders is to hold Kansas City to 3. The clock's going to continue to move as it'll be inside the 4-minute mark when the play is over, barring a touchdown. And the Raiders can go ahead and probably call a timeout unless it's a touchdown here. Rashid Rice, Sky Moore to the bottom of the formation, or Justin Watson to the top. A little screen pass to Sky Moore. Sky Moore's going to power forward for a gain of 5. So it's going to be 3rd and goal at about the 7. Sky Moore, this is not designed for a touchdown. It was just Sky Moore an opportunity to get some room and empty space and see what he can do. And also wisely, after he tried to stiff arm and Meek Robinson, didn't try to go out of bounds, just stayed in bounds, because now we're under 5 minutes. You want that clock to keep moving. So we are under 3:30. It's going to be 3rd and goal here for the Kansas City Chiefs at the Raiders 8 here. Patrick Mahomes motioning for Travis Kelce, puts him back up here, and I believe it's going to be a false start here, and it's going to be Jawan Taylor got a jump here. So what they did is they took Max Crosby out for a few plays, but it's 3rd and longer than 7, so they put him back in. Jawan Taylor's fully aware of that and gets called for the false start. So it's going to be 3rd and goal at the Raiders' 13-yard line for the Kansas City Chiefs. And this also allows the Raiders to keep that 2nd timeout. So the Raiders are going to have 2 timeouts left after this play. Well, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens here. If I'm the Chiefs, I just run the ball. I just run a draw play and force the Raiders to either burn a timeout or let the clock run. And instead of running a draw, it's going to be a quick pass out to MVS, his first catch of the game. Hobbs wraps him up for a loss of 1, and there's another flag on the play here. Let's see what's going on. And Max Crosby's motioning for a decline the penalty here, but this should stop the clock even if they decline the penalty. And it was a legal man downfield, which the Raiders will obviously decline. And it's going to be a 4th down as the Chiefs line up for a field goal. So Trey Smith, who was banged up earlier, he comes back. He gets a few yards downfield as the Chiefs are originally trying to run a screen to the bottom of the formation. The Raiders read that perfectly. MVS was open. Even if it's a loss of 1, you don't lose any yards, and you keep the clock moving. So, by the way, my correction, because I always thought that if it was declined, the clock stops anyway. But yeah, okay, the clock did stop. Okay, that's what I thought. I thought the clock was still moving. Chiefs are going to line up for a chip shot, so 31-yard field goal. Bucker kicks it. It's up and it's good. Chiefs 31, Raiders 17, 3:11 left in the fourth quarter. The Raiders still have 2 timeouts. So here's what you want to do. You got to score one. And you want to you want to try to get downfield as quickly as possible. But unless you can get that home run, which the Chiefs aren't going to allow, what you want to do is think and dunk downfield. Ideally, you have 1 timeout after the 2-minute warning. You kick the onside kick, and if they don't recover, then you have an opportunity to use that 1 timeout, try to get the ball back with just a handful of seconds left. And that's if you get the touchdown. And we'll see what happens here. Basically, a turnover of any sort will end the game with 3:11 left, 2 timeouts, down by 2 touchdowns. It's unlikely, but still very possible that the Raiders could come back. So Perry asked a great question. Do you think Kansas City should bring in a veteran wide receiver next year to help more? No, actually, I don't. And the reason why is that these guys are just going to get better and better and better. We're waiting for the kickoff here. The kick's going to be up. Or I'm sorry, the kick off is going to be kicked by Butker. It's going to go out of the end zone, so it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Raiders at their own 25-yard line. 3:11 left in the fourth quarter, down 31-17. No, because they're going to get more familiar with the offense. But I've said this over and over again. I firmly expect the Chiefs somewhere between rounds 2 and 5 to draft either a tight end who will be a big wide receiver or a wide receiver. And the Chiefs are going to just keep doing this, I think, every single year for the next 3 to 4 years. So, no, I do not. God, lots of love for Gooch, man. Yeah, he should, man. He should. Aiden O'Connell back to pass here. Chiefs are bringing pressure. And Hunter Renfrow out for a nice reception, a gain of 16 here. The Chiefs do tackle him inbound, so a gain of 16, but the clock does continue to move. Nice job here is that Chiefs did bring some pressure. Aiden O'Connell found the open man and got a 16-yard completion. 1st and 10 for the Raiders at their own 41-yard line. The clock is going to go inside 2:40 here. Aiden O'Connell, quick throw out to Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs stiff arms L'Jarius Sneed, goes out of bounds after a gain of 3. So the clock will stop at 2:39. It'll be 2nd and 7. They're going to say 2nd and 8, but not really relevant. The big thing is that they're able to hold both timeouts. So nice job by the Raiders here, moving the ball downfield pretty quickly in their first 2 plays. They already got 18 yards here and then manageable. Because what you want to do is you got to score, and then you want enough time that you can get the ball back. And this was a throw and an incomplete. Justin Watson all over Hooper there, the tight end. So it's going to be 3rd and 8 here. And this is a good job by the Raiders again, is that this was a quick out route. This was excellent coverage by the Chiefs secondary here, but this is a quick out route. It was designed that if you can't get out of bounds, that it was going to be 3rd and short. So you could just run another play. Now 3rd and 8, this is a big play. This is the biggest play of the game here because you don't want to be in a 4th down and ball game situation here. It's going to be 3 wide receivers, and Mike Myers are going to move Jacoby Myers to the top of the formation here. Amina Dulla's in there. Chiefs bring a blitz, and Aiden O'Connell does not know what to do. He is sacked by George Karlaftis. George Karlaftis, college teammate of Aiden O'Connell, both former Purdue Boilermakers. And what happened is the Chiefs faked the safety blitz. They brought L'Jarius Sneed instead, and I brought this up earlier, but the right tackle had no way of stopping George Karlaftis. So after Aiden O'Connell eluded the corner blitz, he ran right into his former college teammate, George Karlaftis, for the sack. George Karlaftis, if you're not aware, George Karlaftis is just having a monster season. He doesn't have double digits in sacks, but he's having a Pro Bowl caliber type impact. And the Raiders go ahead and preserve both timeouts. They go back down to the 2-minute warning, and that's where we're at right now. It will be 4th and 14. This will be played a game. If the Raiders don't convert this 4th down, the game is going to be over. Watson was held on that. I know. Tranquil with the tackle. He had no chance, just like a kid with character. Do you think Jimmy Cornstar Slayer's G gets released? I do. Yeah, I do. I really do. I think they I think they move on. It'll be very interesting to see what the Raiders do, because I could see the Raiders drafting a quarterback. There's going to be lots of quarterbacks that come out, some good ones. I'm sorry, my nose is itchy, but there's also going to be some quarterbacks in the West Coast area, and it may not sound like it's that big of a deal, but the NFL is a business, and the best way to attract ticket sales is to generate fan excitement, and usually drafting a quarterback early from that area. I don't know if you remember, but a couple of years ago, it was Burrow, Tua, and Herbert, and I firmly believe that Herbert was quarterback number one on the Bengals list. Tua was number one on the Dolphins list, but Justin Herbert was number one on the Chargers list because the Chargers were moving to LA, and Herbert was a 4-year starter at Oregon who played his last game in the Rose Bowl in the LA Coliseum. So if the Chargers had the number one pick in the draft, they would just drafted Justin Herbert, not Joe Burrow. So business decisions are often made, and I think that if you're the Raiders organization, you may be saying, how do we generate ticket sales? Well, you may want to draft Penix, the quarterback out of Washington. Bo Nix is a Heisman candidate out of Oregon. Heisman Trophy winner of last year, Caleb Williams out of USC. That all three of those guys would generate a lot of sales, a lot of ticket sales, a lot of jersey sales. So I can see the Raiders doing that. Personally, I would go with Aiden O'Connell, and I would go with Aiden O'Connell, and I would draft another tackle. I don't know if you watched on that play, but that right tackle it just got destroyed. I mean, there's no really excuse for that. I'm thinking Patriots, but who knows what the Patriots are going to do? But he could end up in a lot of places. Fourth and 21 at the 30. This is fourth in ball game here. Chiefs look like they're going to just rush 4 and drop 7 back into coverage here. It's going to be a quick flip screen to Jacoby Myers. Jacoby Myers is running around. He's looking to pass, and he's going to run here, and he's going to be tackled quickly by Hannah. This was a terrible play design. I was giving credit to the Raiders. This was just awful. This was just terrible. Chiefs are going to get the ball. The game is over. Look, the Raiders have 2 timeouts. The game's over. The game was over. I don't think we need to bring in a vet wide receiver. We need to bring in a legit vet wide receiver coach like David Coley or Larry Kirksley. Both those guys would be great. I'm really high on Coley. I've always been high on Coley. Moore needs to build. Yeah, and that's what they were doing this offseason. So Jawan Taylor's not even close to the only player to be part of that false start. It was like 2 to 4 guys. It's going to be a handoff to CEH. CEH has got both hands wrapped around the ball, and he's going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage here. Dan will give you keys, and One Pride will be streaming Tuesday. Perry, don't get Dan talking about his dreams. I'm sorry, I misread this. Dan, yeah, keys. I haven't heard from One Pride. I know he saw Michigan, Penn State. The plan is for us to have a threesome. Also, special treat, Perry. I have Keaton Talk Sports coming on next Friday. So Keaton Talk Sports is going to come on next Friday. And Patrick Mahomes is going to take a kneel down here. And this is a veteran move, even though he's a rookie coach, where Antonio Pierce just motions over to Andy Reid and hey, we're not going to call timeouts. And Andy Reid's just going to go ahead and take a knee. And this is a veteran move. I mean, there's real no point. And by the way, if this win, Andy Reid passes Hank Stram for most wins in Chiefs history. As Andy Reid is second, he retires, or second as he's eligible to be in Canton, he will. And Patrick Mahomes is going to take a knee down, and that's ball game. The Raiders do have 2 timeouts. Veteran move, smart veteran move by Antonio Pierce by just saying, hey, look, we know we lost. And that's where we're at. Antonio Pierce and Andy Reid embrace. I can't tell you how impressed I am with Antonio Pierce. And I think Max Crosby and Patrick Mahomes embracing afterwards as well, too. That's just phenomenal. of class about. By the way, this Raiders organization, Max Crosby's shaking hands with a lot of Chiefs players. By the way, I give the Raiders a lot of credit. There's a lot of class here by the Raiders. And I think the Raiders, even though they lost by 2 touchdowns, they're really trending in the right direction. I predicted the Chiefs would not cover the 9.5-point spread, but hey, I'm wrong. I don't mind being wrong there. But yeah. Another defensive performance under 20 points for Kansas City Chiefs defense. Absolutely. Give a lot of credit to the Chiefs defense. They allowed 14 points early and just rebounds completely. Just phenomenal job. Phenomenal job. This loss puts the Raiders at 5-7, and it's kind of unfortunate because the Raiders are pretty much eliminated from wild card competition with that, because I think that you have to have a minimum of 10. So let's just say they win 5 straight. I think there's going to be a 10-win team from the AFC that will not make the playoffs this year. The Raiders at 5-7 are pretty much eliminated, not mathematically, not yet, but that this loss today probably eliminates them from the playoffs. Who do you think is better, Burrow or Herbert? If Herbert was on the Bengals, do you think they beat the Rams? No, I don't. And here's the deal. I think Herbert. By the way, Perry, yeah, Slasher won his bet. So you have to understand something. Zach Taylor built his offense around Joe Burrow and what Joe Burrow does well. And it was completely designed that way. And after his first year, the number one thing they wanted to do was get wide receivers. So they drafted Chase, and they built that around him. Herbert's gone through 3 offensive coordinators in 3 years. So to sit here and say that, which one's better, I'm going to say Burrow, but Burrow has everything in play where Justin Herbert doesn't. Now, Justin Herbert has a lot of talent. He's got a good offensive line. He's got Austin Eckler, Keenan Allen, who I think is one of the most underrated receivers in the NFL, Mike Williams, who's banged up, Joshua Kelly, 3rd-round pick last year. They used a 1st-round pick on Quentin. Is it Quentin Jefferson or Quentin Johnston, who is my number 1 wide receiver, but they shouldn't have done that. Brian Branch, who's done a phenomenal job in Buffalo, should have been the pick, but that's here and there. But the answer is no. But that team's built around Herbert. Now, let's say Zach Taylor wanted to build that team around Herbert, maybe, but I think for what the Bengals want to do, Burrow's better suited. It's hard to say what the Chargers are going to do, because I think you're going to have a new offensive coordinator. So 4 years, 4 offensive coordinators. I'll stand by it. I think Herbert's a top 5 quarterback. I think he's just got some bad coaching, and because he's got talent. So I'm going to answer questions. So what they're doing is they're providing bonus coverage here. They're providing Eagles-Bills. And even though I'm not an expert on either team, I decided, hey, look, Slasher, if you're listening, I got the Eagles on here. And, I'm going to do play-by-play for Eagles and Bills. And so right now, Philly is up 28-24. It's going to be 4th and 7, so they're going to give Josh Allen and the Bills the ball back here. It is raining in Philly. It's kind of crappy weather. So Tim Wallace says, big win. Great show, buddy. Tim, thank you for your love and support. By the way, Win with Wallace is a fantastic campaign slogan. I'm just going to throw it out there. Win with Wallace. WWW. It sounds great. Makes sense. Just throwing it out there. Do you think LAC keeps more? Herbert will be a franchise? Well, I don't know what the Chargers are going to do, to be honest with you. So we're going to have a Black Monday show. I'm going to go live on Black Monday, 7 p.m. One Pride said he would be a part of it. I might get lucky and get keys for another threesome. We'll have to see what happens. But I would really like it if we can get more people. I've never done Black Monday live stream before, so we'll talk about it. And we'll have to figure out what the Chargers are going to do. I think they're going to interview a lot of people, but it would make sense. 7:06 left with the Eagles and Bills. Bills are down by 4. It scores 28-24. Josh Allen is under center here, and they're lining up. They got 3 receivers and oh God, I can't believe I'm drawing a blank on number 4's name here. His brother plays for the Jets now. Oh shit, I'm so embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed because he's one like I played at Georgia and just an amazing running back, and I'm just drawing a complete blank. Dalvin Cook's brother, Brian Cook. Sorry about that. James Cook, 12 carries, 29 yards for the game here. That run gives the Bills a first down here. It's under 6:30 left in the game. Both teams got all 3 timeout. Eagles are up by 4 here. James Cook's going to burst it outside, and he turns the corner and gets another first down. So back-to-back runs by James Cook nets 2 first downs for the Bills. And so the Bills were up 24-14. The Eagles scored 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. I have no idea what happened for the rest of this game here. But since it's on here, let's have some fun. The 49ers don't make or win the Super Bowl. Do you think Shanahan gets fired and moves on? Absolutely not. No, he's got a 7th-round quarterback under a 7th-round deal. Tons of players, tons of talent. The problem is some of that talent's aging, and a lot of that talent isn't going to stay healthy. But absolutely not. They go ahead and take Cook out. They put in Latavius Murray, and he runs for a gain of 11 and another first down. So 3 straight running plays, and that's 3 straight first downs for the Buffalo Bills. And the Bills, who are up for most of this game, are now down by 4. But as we approach under 6 minutes left in this game, actually we're getting down to under 5. The Bills are in Eagles territory. They're at the 40-yard line. The weather is rainy. It's not freezing, but it is rainy. And Latavius Murray comes back in and gets a gain of 7. For whatever reason, the Eagles' defensive line cannot stop the run this drive. And that was a gain of 7. And this is perfect because if the Bills score a touchdown, what you want to do is you don't want to give Jalen Hurts in this offense time. And both teams have all 3 timeouts. So if you're the Bills, you not only want to score a touchdown, but you want to score you want to score slow. You want to eat as much clock as you can, because what you want to do is force a field goal in the rain, which is never a gimme. Handoff to L'Jarius Sneed. He gets tripped up in the backfield, but falls forward for a gain of 1. So it's going to be a 3rd and about 2 when play resumes here. Denver won. Yeah, I was looking at the screen here, and Dorian Thompson-Robinson got a concussion during the game. I have no idea who replaced him, to be perfectly honest with you. Denver winners of 5 straight. What a fantastic job Denver's done. 6-5 and in position for a wild card. Empty formation here. Josh Allen goes back to pass, and a quick throw to Latavius Murray at the top of the formation here for a Bills first down as they get a first down at the Eagles 28-yard line. Clock is continuing to tick. And this is such a difficult situation because you want to score a touchdown, but you don't want to give Jalen Hurts and the Eagles offense time, especially when you have 3 timeouts. Because a field goal in the rain is tricky. It's very tricky. Empty formation here for Josh Allen here. 3 wide receivers to the top. It's a little slip screen here to Gabriel Davis. He's going to get the ball to 15. He's down at the 12-yard line. So this is just a quick sort of a bubble screen, except that it was Stephon Diggs, and Diggs got a gain of 15. So what it was is Diggs was at the top of formation. Boom. I don't think so. I don't think he wasn't benched. I have no idea if he was injured. I know Dorian Thompson-Robinson had a concussion. He's out. I have no idea about the Russell Wilson injury. So 1st and 10 for the Bills at the Eagles 13-yard line here. Josh Allen's under center here, and I don't know who that is, to be perfectly honest here. It's number 26 for the Bills, and he keeps powering forward for a gain of 5 here. That's excuse me, that's feels silly calling him Johnson, but I know who that is. I'm drawing a complete blank here on that running back's name. I'm gonna look it up here. I'm a little embarrassed about that. I should know who that is. Actually, okay. I'm sorry. I thought it was somebody different. It was Ty Johnson, the 3rd string running back, and they're going to let the clock go down to the 2-minute warning. So with 2 minutes left in the game, Buffalo 24, Eagles 28. The Bills will be 2nd down and 6 inside the 10. So, man, we're going to have some fun. So, Dan, do you still think that Sean Payton can't make Russ better then, or has he shown you he can adapt and Russ can continue to cook more shit? I don't know, man. I know it sounds bad, but I really want to see more. I know it's a great 5-game stretch, but I'm looking at Javonte Williams playing at a super high level. This defense, which gave up 70 to Miami, made some changes. Remember, they got rid of some players. They got rid of Randy Gregory. They got rid of somebody else. I'm drawing a blank on. The younger players seem to have adapted to Vance Joseph's defense. Remember, Vance Joseph, Colorado quarterback, former Broncos head coach, brought in as the defensive coordinator. I thought it was a genius move. He gave up 70. People were, begging for him to be fired if you like Denver at all, and it just didn't happen. And it turns out to be that they just need to make a few changes in their personnel, and the defense is playing good. So you have Javonte Williams, who's just a stud, and you also got some really good receivers in Denver that are making some plays. So for me, the answer is still to be determined. I don't know that yet. Keys and Dan, do you think Wilson is listening to Peyton, or is Peyton is used right? I think the big key is Javonte Williams. If he would have been healthy last year, I really think that there's a chance Hackett may have kept his job. When he was hurt, it really changed things. He's such a good running back. He's 235 with really good speed, great hands. Remember, they also spent about $150 million on the right side of that offensive line. Denver was decimated by injuries last year as well. So you fix the offensive line. Javonte Williams comes back from injury, and you have some things that you can do right. Or is Peyton using Wilson? Yeah, I got what you're saying. I think Peyton's using Wilson right, but I also think that you could probably substitute several different quarterbacks and have the same result. It's going to be a handoff to James Cook here, and he's going to be tackled for a gain of 3. So it's going to be 3rd down here, and we're definitely in 2-down territory here. Neither team's going to call a timeout. This is kind of a neat chess match here. Correction, 1:54 left, and the Eagles are going to call their first timeout. So this is kind of a fun chess match here. What do you do if you're the Bills? What do you do if you're the Eagles here? It's 3rd and 4. So what do you do if you're the Bills? Do you run Josh Allen out? You give him a run pass option? Do you just try to run the ball? Because this whole drive, they've been able to run right down the field. The Bills, if they do score and go on to win this game, they'll be 7-5, right back in wild card chase at 6-6. With Denver's win, they're just buried further down. Eagles at 9-1, whether they win or lose, are still the 1 seed. So they're still the 1 seed. 3rd and 4 here. Josh Allen in shotgun formation here. It's going to be a fake handoff, touchdown, Gabe Davis, Bills. And what they did is just a little play action pass, hit Gabe Davis right across the center for a touchdown. Bills 30, Eagles 28. So we'll see what happens. When Wilson was efficient, when you had Marshawn Lynch. Yeah, exactly. And I think that what they're doing is they're doing a lot of bootlegs. They're relying more on the running game. Because you have to realize when he had Drew Brees, it was just dink and dunk offense. They just let Brees go back there and fire the ball, 40 to 50 times a game. And that's how the offense was. Russell Wilson's not that type of guy, so give Sean Payton a lot of credit. But I also think that when you gave all those draft picks and all that money, you should be able to get a little more. But kudos. But if you're going to tell me, does this mean that everything's working? I want to see a little more. I mean, keep in mind, 2 years ago, Broncos fans thought they were winning a Super Bowl. They completely thought they were winning a Super Bowl. And now you're in contention for a wild card, but you're not there yet. You're not there yet. And there is some trash talk between the Bills and the Eagles fans. Trash talk between Bills and Eagles fans. Big game for Buffalo. Eagles get the 1 seed no matter what, even if they lose today. But down by 3, 2 timeouts left, 1:52 remaining. This will be kind of fun. It's shitty Philly weather. By the way, the Kelly Green uniforms, it's the old school, Philly uniforms, the brighter shade of green, which is just completely badass. I wish the Eagles would wear these all the time. These are just awesome. These are just awesome. And the Bills are going to kick the ball out of the end zone. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. 1:52 left in the game. Eagles down by 3. I still don't know which of these two teams I want to win. I'm cheering for the Eagles. I don't want to see the Bills in the playoffs. I don't want to see the Bills in the playoffs. I want to see the Bills fire the whole coaching staff and just kind of fall apart. So I like seeing Buffalo fall apart. That's just me. 1st and 10 for the Eagles here at the 25-yard line. 1:52 left in the game. Eagles got 2 timeouts. They're down by 3. Jalen Hurts is back to pass here, and he's pumps, fakes, throws. Nice catch. A.J. Brown for a gain of 8. He did get tackled inbound, so the clock will continue to run. Do you think the Bills make the playoffs? If they lose today, no. No. Giants and Patriots. I thought the Patriots would win. Really surprised Mac Jones got benched in that game. That's all I know. 2nd and 1 for the Eagles. 1:26 remaining. Little screen pass to Gainwell, and the clock will stop after a gain of 3. So 1:21 left in the game here. The Eagles get the ball on it looks like about the 38-yard line. Nice play calling by the Eagles, by the way. Here you get the 1st down. Don't use up that much clock. You don't want to put your kicker in a position to kick a long field goal, but you do want to put yourself in a position to get a field goal, but obviously the touchdown's a better situation. Gainwell, I believe, is to Jalen Hurts is right. Here, a little quick throw to A.J. Brown. He's going to catch the ball at around midfield. He is going to get the 1st down here, as what the Bills are doing is playing a prevent defense. They don't mind if you get these small catches around midfield. No huddle here for the Eagles. 4 wide receivers. Gainwell to Jalen Hurts right. Little screen out to Gainwell here. He's going to go out of bounds after a gain of 7. 6 or 7, depending on how you want to look at it, but they are inside Bills territory. I think the Bills might have to move on from their coach. I think seriously, if Bills don't make the playoffs, I wouldn't be surprised if the Bills fire McDermott, who I think is a good coach. And as somebody, I really like to kind of see the Bills just kind of self-destruct too. So it's 2nd and 4 at the Bills 45, 58 seconds left. The Eagles still have both timeouts. So a great job by the Eagles getting downfield quickly here. The Bills are going to bring a blitz. It's going to be a quick check down to Devontae Smith. He's going to get a gain of about 9. It's going to be a first down. The Eagles are not going to use the timeout. They're going to let the clock go down here. It's going to be inside 40 seconds when they snap the ball here. First and 10 on the Bills' 34-yard line here as we are going under. And the AJ Espinosa will jump off sides here. And this is a huge penalty because it's going to stop the clock if it's the Bills off sides. AJ Espinosa, player I loved out of what school did he go to, Keys? I actually loved AJ Espinosa. Actually, ask Aaron Keys about Blue Springs. That's where Aaron lives. AJ Espinosa actually lives in Blue Springs, believe it or not. Oh, no. This is a false start against the Eagles. Jason Kelsey called for the false start. Unbelievable. So I'm not sure what's going to happen here. So it's either going to be a 10-second runoff, or the Eagles can use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. It'll be very interesting to see what they do. And they're showing the replay here, and I'm not really sure. The Eagles elect to use a timeout, so it's going to be first and 15. 38 seconds left. The clock will stop here. It's at the 39-yard line. They're saying the target is the 31. I think with the rain, you want to get a little closer than that, but 38 seconds, that's plenty of time here. Jalen Hurts in a shotgun formation. AJ Espinosa comes in, and they're gonna. By the way, this game could be over. So Jalen Hurts is motioning that his arm was going forward. That's what I thought. As the ball was knocked out of his hand and recovered by the Bills. However, if they do roll this a fumble, it's going to be game over. I think the Bills need to move on from Damar Hamlin. They're too soft to have a walking reminder in their locker room. The Bills are the all-time choke artists. We're on to see here, man. This game, if they're going to look at this play here, this to me looked like it was a very obvious throw, but AJ Espinosa gets to Jalen Hurts as he's throwing. Jalen Hurts to me is throwing the ball, and this is very close. They're going to take a look at this. I think it was ruled a forward pass, but the referees wisely let the play go on, and it's going to be second and 15. So the Eagles did not die yet. The Eagles did not die. Second and 15 on the Bills' 39-yard line. 1 timeout left. It is raining, and, Philly's an outdoor stadium, so I think you have to get a lot closer. It's going to be a direct run for Jalen Hurts, and he's only going to get a gain of 3. Ed Oliver, great play by Ed Oliver, and I believe the Eagles. So the Eagles are going to use their final timeout here. 30 seconds left. It's third down. And it looks like what the Eagles are doing here, and I don't agree with this at all. It looks like what the Eagles are going to do is just try for a long field goal. And I don't like this at all. I didn't like that play call either, but apparently Jalen Hurts has had a bad day throwing the ball. So what you do is you go ahead, let them run the ball, try to get a few yards. Great play by Ed Oliver. Because they're showing the line that the kicker needs to get to as the 31-yard line. If Ed Oliver doesn't make that play, Jalen Hurts easily gets that, but instead he gets a gain of 3 instead of getting maybe a gain of 10. Huge play by Ed Oliver. Ed Oliver, I've been very critical of. I didn't think he has ever played up to being the 8th overall pick in the draft. This year he's having a fantastic year. Give a lot of credit to Ed Oliver. 3rd and 13 for the Eagles at the Bills' 37-yard line. Jalen Hurts is going to motion Gainwell to the top of formation. He's all alone in the backfield here. Play clock is dripping down to under 2 here. Jalen Hurts, it's going to be a direct run here, and the play's ruled dead. And there's a flag, and it's going to be a false start on the Eagles. Another false start on the Eagles. This is going to be huge because the Eagles are out of timeout, so there is going to be a 10-second runoff. Another false start on Jason Kelsey? Okay. 2 false start penalties on Jason Kelsey in the same drive. When's the last time that's happened? And I don't see him moving at all, but okay, there's supposed to be a 10-second runoff, but they're not going to do that. I'll be honest, I thought there was supposed to be a 10-second runoff. I thought there was supposed to be a 10-second runoff when you had a false start. Apparently, they are not going to do that. It's going to be 3rd and 17. 30 seconds left. The Eagles are without timeouts. No, he signed a contract this offseason, and I thought it was kind of a mistake because I was never an Ed Oliver fan. And he's really stepped up to the plate. Ed Oliver's really stepped up to the plate. He's played really, really good. He's played really, really good this year. The Bills have had a lot of problems on the defensive side of the ball, and Ed Oliver's guy I've never really been too keen on, but he's played phenomenal this year. He's a smaller defensive tackle, a lot of speed, a lot of athleticism, but he's put on weight, he's put on size. He's not great against the run, but he's really athletic, and he gets to the quarterback quite a bit. So 30 seconds are left in the game. The Eagles are without timeouts. It's 3rd and 17. So if the Eagles don't make a first down and they get the ball inbounds, you got to rush the kicker on for a play here. Empty formation here. Jalen Hurts ready for the shotgun snap here. Jalen Hurts is going to go back to pass here. He's in and this is, what the fuck are they doing? So they threw a 2-yard out route to A.J. Brown, and it was deflected by Poyer, who was reading this like a glove. This was a terrible play call. I have no idea what you're doing here because all you're doing, best case scenario, is just getting about 5 yards and going out of bounds. I think you would have been better off trying to go downfield and trying to get more yards and then rush the field goal unit onto the field. Because if you rush the field goal unit onto the field, you have over 25 seconds. By NFL standards, it's not bad. A special teams unit should be able to do that, and the Bills are going to burn a timeout as Jake Elliott gets lined up for, I think, is a 58-yard field goal in the rain. I mean, this is just some bad play calling by the Eagles offensive coordinator. I believe Nick Sirianni calls the plays, and they're showing the wind. It's not terrible, but it is blowing the yard markers around. It's kind of swirling in that field. So I don't know how you really kick this. You're in the rain. There's a little bit of wind. 59-yard field goal. So we're going to see here, but Jake Elliott makes this. We got overtime, and if he misses it, it's Bills get out of Philly with a win here. The snap is down. The kick is up, and it looks like, and oh my God, it's good. It's good. Oh my God. Perry asked a fantastic question. Should the Bills trade Diggs for picks at the draft? I would. Here's the problem. I would. Now, here's the problem. Gabe Davis, I think, is a free agent as well. But you have Kincaid. You have another tight end. I'm drawing a blank on his name's not bad. I would, but only if you can draft some stud. And there's a handful of receivers that are stud. You're not getting Marvin Harrison. Okay? You're not getting Marvin Harrison. Let's be very clear. There's some very good receivers in the draft. I can't think of the guy's last names. Rome, because you remember Rome, just like the city. Wide receiver out of Washington. Most years he's the unanimous best receiver in the draft. Just Marvin Harrison's that good. There's a receiver out of Florida State. Very, very good. I would, but only if you can get one of these studs. Only if you can get a stud. And you're not getting a first for Diggs. You're not even getting close. So what teams might be in play? It's going to be hard to say. It's going to be really, really hard to say. We're going to go through free agency. The team that comes to mind the first, but I doubt there would be a trade between divisional teams, would be the Patriots. But that's a possibility. I could see him going somewhere like Atlanta. I think he'd do a lot of good for Atlanta. You got some young receivers there in Atlanta. I think that would be a lot of fun. But here's the drill: is that Atlanta, I think, is going to draft a quarterback. New York Giants need some help. You stay there in New York. That makes a lot of sense. I have no idea what the Giants are going to do after this year, but they did beat the Patriots today. So, but the Giants would make a lot of sense. There is a possibility that you want to give C.J. Stroud a veteran wide receiver in Houston. So it's hard to say, but Houston makes a lot of sense. I think the Giants make a lot of sense. I'm not really sure what the Patriots are going to do, to be perfectly honest. But there'll probably be a few other teams, but it'll be anxious to see what happens. And I think Diggs is the type of guy, like, where does he want to go? So, yeah, the Falcons won today. They're still in contention. They beat the Saints, so they're both tied at, if I'm correct, they're both at 5-6 in the NFC South. Tampa lost. Tampa's a team that's kind of in disarray, but the NFC South is still up for grabs. It wouldn't surprise me if you see an 8-9 team win that division again this year. So, yeah, I agree. I think there's a chance he's on the hot seat this year, but I think because you beat the Patriots with a undrafted rookie quarterback, you stay regardless of what happens for the rest of the year. But, yeah, he's definitely on the hot seat. We're going to have to see what the Giants do in the draft. Do you draft a quarterback? I saw a mock draft where they go tackle. I don't see that at all. If they don't draft a quarterback, the Giants, if they don't draft a quarterback, they're taking a wide receiver. They're not taking a tackle. I can almost guarantee that. Folks, with that field goal, the Bills took a knee and we're going into overtime. And you know what? I got to pee, but I'm going to hang out. I'm going to hang out here. Let's do a play-by-play for Bills and Eagles in overtime. That's the only game that's going on. I'm going to go back and go recap the games here. I'm going to shut off DraftKings, but if you have any question regarding sports betting, I can easily get back on, so don't worry about it. Earlier today, I'm going to go over the final score. I got Atlanta 24, Saints 15. Pittsburgh 16, Cincinnati 10 in a game I watched. Really impressed with the Steelers offense. Look a lot better without Canada. I said this on my last live stream. Without Burrow, Bengals season's over. I'm going to stand by that. Tennessee beat Carolina 17-10. Colts 27, Bucks 20. The Colts are a team nobody's talking about, but might be a sneaky, dangerous team in that wild card race. Jonathan Taylor starting to heat up. I like Gardner Minshew. They got some players on defense. Watch out for the Colts. I'm seeing this here. Josh Allen, 0-5 career in OT. We'll see if that can change today. If you're not aware about the overtime rules, both teams get a chance to score. If it's a field goal, if the Bills, who are getting the ball first, it will be 1st and 10 on the 25-yard line here. If the Bills score a touchdown, it's game over. So the Bucs need to clean house and trade vets for picks and rebuild. I think they're going to fire everybody. They need a quarterback. I don't think they're going to clean house as much as you think. I think that they just really need to get a quarterback, and then they need to build. But it depends on where they draft. So that's going to be very interesting here. 1st and 10 here, it's going to be James Cook, and he's going to be stopped after a gain of 1. I know, man. I know. That's one thing about having 3 beverages here, but oh God, Tristan, I would love this. I would love this so much, man. I'm a huge fan of Mike Evans. Mike Evans was more instrumental in Johnny Manziel winning the Heisman than anything. Just had some great games at Texas A&M. Great receiver. Great receiver here. And 2nd and 9 here, and Josh Allen went to Diggs, who was blanketed by Slay. Diggs wanted a flag, but and I understand why. The refs are letting them. He got away with one. So he grabbed Diggs here, and the ref did not see it, so Slay got away with one. 3rd and 9 here for the Bills. Last thing the Bills want to do is after giving up that field goal, they do not want to go 3 and out. If you can make it from 59 yards, you don't want to punt from the 25 here. 3rd and 9, Josh Allen's going to scramble around here. He's going to throw a dart. Gabe Davis across the center of the field for a gain of 13. Very nice throw. Josh Allen wanted to run, and they had it covered. They brought a blitz, and Theo Reddick did a fantastic – I'm sorry, Hassan Reddick. I don't know why I call him Theo. Hassan Reddick did a fantastic job, forced Josh Allen, go back, throw the ball, 1st and 10. Gabe Davis, 6 catches, 106 yards, and a touchdown. Great game by Gabe Davis here. 1st and 10 for the Bills at their own 39. It's going to be handoff to Cook, and he's going to be stopped after a gain of 2. Hassan Reddick probably having a great day here. And then second tackle this drive by Jordan Davis, the massive defensive tackle out of Georgia, 2nd year with the Eagles. Increased role here. Yeah, I think they're going to get rid of Todd Bowles. He's an excellent defensive coordinator, just not a good head coach. Unless the Bucs win the division, even if they win the division, losing the first round of the playoffs, I think he's going to be gone. And we're going to have a special Black Friday show, so we're going to go over all this here. This was a incompletion quick throw to Diggs here. And the camera, there's all sorts of rain on the camera, so I imagine on the field it's just terrible right now. And this is a nice throw here. This actually, they're going to look at this here. It looks like it was a catch and a fumble. The thing is, though, it doesn't really matter because Dalton Kincaid dove on the ball here. And from that camera angle, it looks like an incompletion. That's what we're going to stick with. So 3rd and 9 here for the Buffalo Bills, the biggest 3rd down of the game here at their own 40-yard line. Josh Allen back to pass here. He's going to scramble to his right. He does have some room. He's going to pump fake. Oh, God, he jukes out Hassan Reddick and scrambles for 15 yards and a 1st down. Great job, Josh Allen. 8 carries, 77 yards, 2 touchdowns. And what happened was Hassan Reddick did a phenomenal job here. He basically kind of did a stunt, avoided the block, but Josh Allen just did a pump fake and just got a 1st down after a gain of 15. Great job by Josh Allen. Over 300 passing and over 75 yards rushing. 412 total yards, 4 touchdowns by Josh Allen. 1st and 10 for the Bills at the Eagles 45. A touchdown ends it, but a field goal you will continue. And Josh Allen just took the snap and threw a quick pass to, I don't know who number 16 was. 16 didn't know. 16 had no clue what he was doing. 16 had no clue to what he was doing. And I apologize. I should know who that is for the Bills. It wasn't Shakur. Is that Andy Isabella? Former no, it's Isabella's number 87. After his timeout, try to figure out who 16 is. Empty formation here, trips at the bottom, 2 wide receivers to the top. A little quick screen to James Cook, who's going to line up as a receiver. And he gets a gain of 4, so it's going to be 3rd and 6 here. And I'm trying to figure out who the hell that was. That's number 16 here. Oh, it's Trent Sherfield, acquired in free agency here, kind of a backup guy. And, oh, my God, what a massive penalty. Burrow roughing the passer penalty. They brought him in on a blitz. I didn't think anything was called on this. It's kind of ticky-tacky, but it looks like he hit him high, did knock him down, and the referee didn't show up. It didn't show up immediately, but it's usually called. So roughing the passer penalty results in automatic 1st down for the Bills here. This game is real football playing outside. Yeah, absolutely. Won't happen. Buffalo loves this guy. 1st and 10 at the 26, and they take James Cook out. They put in Latavius Murray, and he gets a gain of 1. So it's going to be 2nd and 9 here. Big stand time for the Eagles, because if the Bills score a touchdown, it's game over. But if they kick a field goal, the Eagles will have an opportunity to drive down the field either for a tie or a win. A tie actually doesn't hurt the Eagles at all, but it really hurts Buffalo because with a loss or a tie, they're still out of the playoff race, but with a win, they're right back in there because the Broncos beat them earlier in the year. The Broncos would hold the tiebreaker and would currently occupy the 7th spot, not the Bills. So the Bills would win if the Bills get a win. So here's the deal. Denver's already had its bye. Buffalo hasn't. So both teams will have 5 losses. Denver does hold the tiebreaker. So that's how you kind of got to figure it out. I know it's a little convoluted, but basically bottom line, Bills need a win. The Bills will need to win in order to stay alive in the playoff hunt. Keep in mind, with a loss, they can still make the playoffs. It's just going to be very difficult at 6-6. So, do I think Allen is a franchise quarterback? I do. I really do. I think Justin Herbert's better. I don't think he's as good as a lot of Bills fans think he is. I had to unfollow a lot of Bills Mafia. Told me he's better than Mahomes. Look, you're just going to hurt my brain. I'm not going to listen to it. There's a lot of Bills fans that I unfollowed after the first loss to the Chiefs in the playoff in the AFC Championship game, but 2 years ago in that AFC divisional game. A lot of Bills fans are saying stupid shit, and I just like I'm not. You're just going to lower my IQ. I'm just not going to listen to you. I'm just going to move on. So, but yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. The Bills made some nice improvements on offense, but keep in mind, if they don't make the playoffs, I think they can move on from McDermott, and then from there, who knows? But absolutely. If by the way, like running here in overtime for a game that is important, I have no problem with it. Running in September where you're running the ball right up the middle, getting nailed by linebackers is just stupid. So 3rd and 7 for the Bills at the Eagles 22-yard line here. It's empty formation here. The Eagles are showing blitz here. And Josh Allen's going to go back to pass. He's throwing for the end zone, and him and Gabe Davis are not on the same place. So the Bills are going to try for a field goal here. Second hand table jumping, brain damage. You nailed it, Keys. You nailed it. Yeah, seriously, some of these guys that were telling me that he's better than Mahomes and that, we're proud. We don't want, it's like, no. I keep, yeah, Perry, you're preaching to the choir here, brother. I used to try and argue with people, but when I see people just post stupid stuff, I just unfollow and block. By the way, the Bills try for a field goal. The kick is up and good, so it's going to be Bills 34, Eagles 31, 5:52 left in overtime. The Eagles are going to have 2 timeouts. I like this. I mean, this is fun. You're in 4-down territory. It's less than 6 minutes, but that's more than enough time. So, more than enough time. But yeah, there's a lot of Bills fans that just I didn't really. I just said, you know what? Yeah, I just said nah. So the way it works right now is Indianapolis, Houston, Denver, and Buffalo are all 6-5. All of them are 6-5. Indianapolis will hold the lead. Buffalo hasn't had its bye, so it's 7-5. They would technically go ahead. Keep in mind they lost to Denver earlier. So Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL. He'd make absolutely. I mean, Bills fans that were saying that are just. I don't have time. Trust me, they would trade Josh Allen for Mahomes and 3 first-round picks like that. It would be unquestionable that they would do it like that. He's that good. And by the way, I do think Josh Allen's a franchise quarterback. I've said this, and a lot of people disagree, but I think Justin Herbert's better. I really do. I'd rather have Justin Herbert than Josh Allen, but is he a franchise quarterback? Absolutely. Jalen Hurts is in shotgun formation here. This is the first time I'm seeing DeAndre Swift in the game here. Devontae Smith is to the top. It's going to be a direct run to Jalen Hurts, and he's going to power forward for a gain of 8. He's corkscrews himself to the 34, but I'm sorry, they're going to put him down at the 33, so it's going to be 2nd and 2. And this is exactly what you want to do because your whole playbook is open at this point. When it's 2nd and short, you can throw the ball, you can run the ball, you can do a variety of different things. So that was an excellent first down call by the Eagles. 2nd and 2 here, and it's 4 wide receivers, 2 to the top, 2 to the bottom. DeAndre Swift to Hurts left. It's going to be a pass here. Jalen Hurts going to dump it off to Swift in the backfield. Swift's going to just get the first down and a couple more. Johnson on the tackle here, number 7 for the Bills. And I apologize. I really should know these guys' name. I'm drawing a blank on a lot of these guys. Taron Johnson. I knew that. Taron Johnson makes the tackle after a gain of 4 here. So what the Eagles are doing is just very slow, very steady. Keep in mind, a tie really helps the Eagles because the Lions losing on Thanksgiving have 3 losses. San Francisco has 3 losses. The Eagles only have 1. The Eagles play San Francisco next week. So a tie really helps the Eagles, where a tie doesn't help Buffalo at all. A tie doesn't help Buffalo at all. Puts them actually out of the playoff hunt, where technically, because they haven't had a bye, they would occupy the 7th spot with an additional win. But Jalen Hurts threw an incompletion there. 4:27 left in overtime. Buffalo 34, Philly 31. 2nd and 10 here for the Eagles. Very interesting to see what they do. The rain's still coming down, but it looks like it's not coming down as bad as it was when they kicked a 59-yard field goal in the rain. I mean, holy shit. It's going to be a fake handoff to Switz here. Jalen Hurts back to pass. He's going downfield. Nice catch, Devontae Smith, for a first down. Looks like a gain of 20. And a nice throw and catch here as a play-action pass. Devontae Smith, what a great player. The number 2 guy on the Eagles, but a legitimate number 1 receiver, former Heisman Trophy winner. I forget which school he went to, Gooch. Was it Auburn? I don't know. Gooch will tell me. Gooch is probably still partying from the Iron Bowl. 1st and 10 in Bills territory at the 47-yard line here. The Eagles are in no hurry here, as they're more than happy just to let the clock tick down here. Jalen Hurts, play action pass. He's going to go back to pass. He's going to scramble around the top of the formation. He's going to go ahead and get a gain of 7. Very nice job here. Play action pass to the bottom of the formation. It looked like he wanted to go deep. Deep was covered. Check down guy was covered. Runs for a gain of 7. They're going to call it 6. So it's 2nd and 4, 3:33 left in overtime. So, no, I don't. I think the Ravens and Harbaugh are very happy with each other. I do think Jim Harbaugh leaves Michigan after this year and goes to the NFL. And I'm kind of thinking Chicago's it. So. Yeah, I agree. I don't see it. I do think Jim Harbaugh comes back, and I think the Bears make sense. It's 1st and 10, or I'm sorry, 2nd and 4. Throw to A.J. Brown. It looked like it was an incompletion here. Bills are saying it's a fumble, but the referees come in quickly and roll it in incomplete, so it's going to be 3rd and 4. Keep in mind, it would be about the same distance as it was before when the Eagles made a 59-yard field goal, but I don't understand why you would want to try that again. Absolutely. So here's the deal, Perry. And a tie benefits the Eagles because if they lose to San Francisco next week, they would have a half-game advantage. The Bills, on the other hand, it would destroy the Bills. The Bills are going to call timeout here. So it would really destroy the Bills. It would really put the Bills in a terrible, terrible situation. But if the Eagles go ahead and get a tie, that's great. The Bills, a tie would probably at the end of the year, we're looking at that tie and saying that's what costs them the playoffs. So I think that's part of the reason why the Bills called a timeout. He says it's a crazy close fumble in my eyes. He caught it, took a step, maybe two, and turned upfield and brought the ball down to his body. To me, that's a fumble. And I'm looking at it again, and it's so hard to tell. I think if it was called a fumble on the field, it would be called a fumble. But because it was called an incomplete pass, the Bills called a timeout because they didn't want to use the challenge. I don't know if they can, but I think they called a timeout so they can New York can take a longer look. Now, unlike the second one, we got right. Yep. 3rd and 4 here for the Eagles. Gainwell's going to enter the game here. Julio Jones enters the field here as the other receiver. It's a little quick throw to Devontae Smith, a gain of 12. Nice little out route. You don't want to let Devontae Smith go deep, so you give him the short field here. And if you're the Bills, you don't want to give anything up deep, and the play is, hey, look, a field goal even in the rain. And this is just quick pitch and catch for Devontae Smith and Jalen Hurts. I have no idea if this is what's been going on all game or not, but good job by Jalen Hurts in overtime. If the Bills called a timeout, the Bills did call a timeout. There's enough time that I don't think it mattered. DeAndre Swift's going to get the ball carrier. He's going to cut back. He's at the 20. He's at the 15. Going to be pushed out of bounds at the 13-yard line. But you have to realize something. If that the Eagles kick a field goal and you have some time left, you can still try for a field goal or a touchdown. Yeah, but calling a timeout, it gives them an opportunity to go over, and I think that's what it was. If you know that was called incomplete, well, yeah, and this is by the way, this is kind of the thing behind McDermott being fired is that there's been some questionable play calling, and you blame the offensive coordinator, but yeah, you could have kept that timeout. Jalen Hurts on a run here. He's at the 10. He's a 5. It's a touchdown. This is game. Eagles touchdown. That was my point. Yeah, I mean, I thought that was part of the reason, and I was like, well, you have some time. But, yeah, I mean, wow. And talk about the Bills and Diggs looks pissed. He's going to go ahead and give some kudos. I think Diggs rubs a lot of fans the wrong way, but I know he's really beloved in other locker rooms. He's given some props to some Eagles players. And by the way, what a great job. What a great play call by the Eagles. I'm not a big fan of using quarterbacks as running backs, but that was phenomenal. And what a great job by Jalen Hurts. And what a bad job by the Bills and the Bills coaching staff. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and by the way, but I couldn't listen, Keys. This is kind of why I think McDermott is. Yeah, exactly, and this is why McDermott could be on the hot seat. He could be on a serious hot seat. And Josh Allen looks dejected, and I don't blame him. I would love Diggs in Kansas City. And I don't know how much of a pay cut he would be willing to take. You know, the one thing I'd like about Diggs is that he would help younger guys. There's Diggs and A.J. Brown, just talking. I think Diggs would really help these younger guys. So I'm going to wrap it up here just to let you guys know. One Pride and Keys have agreed to another threesome Tuesday night. It's going to be a great show. So make sure you go ahead and join. If you haven't already, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget, if you're new, if this is your first time here, you hit that subscribe button. I say that, but I set up the live stream that you have to be subscribed for at least 1 minute in order to comment. So if you're commenting, you are already subscribed. Please share this channel with anybody you know that's a football fan. This channel's for all 32 NFL fan bases. If you like football, I want to talk to you. I want to get to know you. We're going to do a lot of stuff with free agency. We're going to do a lot of stuff with the draft. I'm reaching out to more and more people. I got some of the Keaton Talk Sports who just started a YouTube channel this year. He's coming on Friday. One Pride, longtime follower. He's going to join Keys. By the way, I apologize. Keys, Gooch, Aaron, the BAK of the Back Talk Brothers. In my community tab, there's only 2 channels. I strongly recommend Lucci Field Review if you're a Lions fan, and the Back Talk Brothers if you're a football fan or a Chiefs fan. Keys, the K in the Back Talk Brothers, Aaron A, and Brian the B, more commonly called the Talent. Great YouTube channel. Great YouTube channel. In my intro, I call them analytic experts, and the reason why is because if you listen to Keys, he does his homework, doesn't just listen to other people say, looks over a lot of different metrics, has a lot of information. It's some really good stuff. He had a video breaking down the Orlando Brown Jr. contract a couple of years ago. By the way, both Gooch and Aaron and Keys were all aboard Isaiah Pacheco getting the starting job when he was a 7th round pick back in June. Just brilliant. Argued with him. I was wrong. One of the rare times I was ever wrong. But guys, that's going to be it for the live stream. Thank you. I can't thank you enough for joining. Please share this channel with anybody who's a football fan, and please come back and join me as I will have One Pride in Keys on Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I hope to see everybody back on Tuesday. Don't forget, also have my picks video released on Tuesday. Don't miss it. I've been on fire lately. I had a good weekend this weekend. So anyway, I hope to see you all back Tuesday.